Hello and welcome once again to DMs After Dark. We're back. Not only we're back, we're at full capacity for the first time in a long time because I have two blisses
now
in one
more
bubble.
bliss.
Yeah, now it's double the bliss in one bubble because they're
Double
out
the
in
bliss, double the fun.
the land of corn and poor healthcare. But fortunately, our friend Troy is doing well, so we're happy to have him back.
I had enough corn. I had enough corn to compensate for the poor healthcare, apparently.
They just shovel corn in your mouth. Hi, Sharky.
Or in
Draining
healthcare.
corn from my body.
This one
Christian,
needs
that
mace.
would have required them to have been there.
That's true. That's true. Well, maybe the Feldgeist just showed up and gave him the corn.
Now we know.
We're talking about cryptids. But anyway, Troy, how you doing, man? Tell the world how you feeling.
Yeah,
Because the
I'm
world
doing
asked.
really good.
We actually had a lot of people very concerned about you. So I'm sure they're all happy to hear you again.
It's I'm really happy to be back. I'm getting better every day. I've got better days and worse days, but just trying to, stay active and been walking a lot, been going on my walkies. I'll just stand near the door with my shoes until Amber takes me for a walk. Funny, I've got this heart pillow that they give you. So the heart pillow is so you can like squeeze it when you cough.
Oh my god, it's a heart on a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it helps it to hurt
on
less.
Heart?
And I think one of the funniest things that I've found is I'll have this out with me in public and random people will recognize the pillow because they too have had open heart surgery. It's just like a universal pillow.
It's a club. That's the secret membership badge.
Yep.
Literally I think everyone in the States pretty much gets that same pillow. Like my friend Mary, who's like hundreds of miles away, she got the same pillow. Like
my grandfather had the same pillow like 25 years ago. So it
really
hasn't changed. Yeah.
Pillow.
Remember we
Holy shit, dude.
this pillow? And like he told me the worst part of it was the pillow and like coughing into the pillow was like a lot of pain for him.
Coughing
but he was
sucks.
also a lot older than you. Yeah.
Coughing does suck. But I think like I said, everything went pretty good. I did have unfortunately the nurse that was one of the nurses that was providing care for me was in orientation, so she was brand new right out of school. And going into the ICU, which is pretty weird. Usually like nurses have to have a year of experience or so before they let them go into the ICU, just because the patient acuity level is so much more intensive. But when they took out my femoral artery line that I had in, she did a shit job of occluding it. Like that's the only, I'm not trying to belittle her skill or anything. She's learning. Obviously, like, I was there too when I was doing medic stuff. Like I understand, and I'm still learning. No one's perfect. But I had a massive hematoma. I mean, my entire pelvis and just my whole cock and balls were just black.
Yeah, I got a picture of that. So
and it was the
like I also suffered, I want to say. Not as much as Troy, but equally so in some levels.
Did he really send you a picture?
She sent me a picture, not of like everything, but like I got a picture.
God, there's Team Chaos is sending dick pics. Thank God I was excluded from that one.
I also received,
but like I got enough. It was enough. Let me just put it that way, Amber. It was enough. Okay.
It wasn't enough for me, Troy.
Your imagination just took that and ran with the rest.
Just took it and ran with it,
But I did want to say, thank you so much to you guys, like all of the people out there that follow us and watch us, and I know we've gotten
donated. Thank you so much. We've seen some donations come in.
Like that's incredible. I mean, I consider myself fortunate based on how everything shook out, and then just the massive outpouring from people, not just like friends and family, which you would expect, right? That's why these people are in your life, because they care about you deeply. But people that I've never even met before have just been incredibly generous with their words, with donations and stuff like that. And it means a lot to me. It makes a huge difference. It's helped my family pay the bills and stuff while we are, while I'm out of work, focusing on recovering. So, I'm gonna try not to get emotional or anything, but it was thank everybody so much that has done that. Obviously all of you guys included as well here, like fucking Christian and Jess and all of you guys, the DMs After Dark group, but also the fans and stuff too. So
I'll jump in and say I'm the one who checks the email most of the time and our Facebook messages, and we've gotten messages from people, which is every time I get one, I kind of like choke up because it's we're playing games, we're having fun, people are hanging out with us, which is in and of itself, it's awesome. This is always a highlight of my week when we do this. But to have
Same.
a community that we've made where people actually care too, and they're on the other side of the world, that's just really amazing. TTRPGs. Jeff Richards said something today about how their art. He had a thing on his Facebook page about how role-playing games are art. There's an art that they're made. There's an art that it's participated in creatively all the way through to the end user of the product, which is a point Amber's made a lot when we used to have a podcast where we talked about actual shop. But it also creates a community, which is a wonderful thing, a wonderful community of nerds. And so thank you, you wonderful nerds. To segue on that, we had our first month where we had 1,000 downloads, and we hit it last week. In 1 month. And for context, at the beginning of this year, we had 3 months back to back where we had 300 downloads, and we were yeah, we're on top of the world. So now we've tripled that in a month. It's it's sick, and it's like that Stonks meme, the arrows just going up. So we'll be over 10,000 downloads probably by the end of the year if we continue at this rate, even if it slows a little bit. Which is amazing because I think we had 2,000 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So 8,000 downloads, just in 9 months. It's amazing. 8 months, really.
It's awesome to see the growth too, and plugging ourselves here. I know a lot of folks have discovered us from RuneQuest, and we all love doing RuneQuest, and it's a great opportunity for us to explore deeper character arcs. But it's also great too, looking back on our humble roots. We're still obviously this small group, and we're just doing this to have a great time. But looking back on some of just the stupid fucking one shots we did,
fuck 3 raccoons in a trench coat, I'll die at the house.
Yeah, just the stupid shit that we did. And then we also had some incredible fucking short series too. I think of Good Society. That was some of the best role playing I've ever engaged in my life.
Good Society. I always say Bluebeard's Bride. I will literally be my argument if someone says role playing games aren't an art, I'm find Bluebeard's Bride, look at it as a game, look at it as a book because it's fucking gorgeous, and then watch us play it and tell me that wasn't art. It was fucking horrible and disturbing, but telling me that wasn't art and that Amber isn't a genius because that was one of the best role-playing game experiences I've ever had in my life. So
very proud of that.
Yeah. So we've done some incredible shit, guys. And it's cool. And I'm excited too to explore even more stuff and to do that again because it was great. I mean,
absolutely. It's RuneQuest is great because I think we had talked about wanting experience longer character arcs, and I think one of the best things about Glorantha and RuneQuest as a game system is that it's built very, very well for that.
It's character centric. It's incredibly detailed and in depth. It's an
incredibly detailed character centric thing where you have a game where your character's passions and beliefs are just as important, if not more, than their strength score. So that's great. And not only that, but it comes in a prepackaged that's built for just some really amazing shit, which we're going to get to right now. Enough congratulating ourselves.
I will add 2 quick things just because keeping track on chat. One, Davor Frank, fucking said loyalty clan 100 with us, and I cry. 2, text from Sharky. Black cock and balls happen if you roll 58 on the chaos feature table.
Nice. Fuck, we get hit in the right leg enough. We get hit in the right leg enough. It's fucking possible.
There you go, Christian. I just needed to have that.
And I had the Zoom screen up, so I'm what is going on now? Because I wasn't in Zoom chat. So
no, it was Sharky.
No, it was other chat. There was no safe chat for me to go away from people making snarky shit.
Here's the thing. You can't even blame me on that one. You have to blame Sharky, and you wouldn't do that exactly because you like Sharky and not me.
Sharky is an angel.
You. I like Sharky. I like you all. I like you all.
We're all assholes.
Which is why I like you. So
the flavors of the rainbow.
Flavors of asshole. Different flavors of asshole.
Taste the asshole.
Taste
Laughing hurts too, by the way.
Oh shit!
You're
That's
never
not
rough
going to
time.
go well.
That's not going to go well. No,
You're
so
never
probably
rough
some
time.
serious. So to recap where we were last week, or last time we played, rather, not last week. I'll do it because Amber usually does this, but I'll give her a break since she's taking care of her brother and his hematomas. So last week and I had said this, we're going to have to jump back and forth in time a bit here to kind of cover everything because we have a split party, which is what we have a lot, and we're kind of covering the same couple of weeks where these initiations are happening. So Daskar had gone away, he had been away, he had been initiated kind of in that period of time while he was away. Bryn had been away for a little bit, came back. And at the beginning of dark season, particularly the fourth day of dark season, it's a holy day for Valand, who is the god of icy winds and glaciers, but not cats photobopping your stream, which is what's happening right now. But in order to kind of have an FU, one of the myths is Vinga fought Valand at their stead when all the men were off fighting. So Bryn had her Vinga initiation last time and did a really good job. So Bryn is now fully initiated into the cult of Vinga Adventuress. She dyed her hair red and she's ready to kick some ass.
Yes.
Somebody in Goliath that clearly has a thing for redheads.
You've lost Jess.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing?
There is no Jess. It is just Berg.
It's just a cat with Jess kind of looking over.
I'm trying to get her to move, and she keeps attacking me.
Give her treats. That's what I do. You just have to bribe her.
Love this cat.
Okay, here we go. To Burger. Just change the name to Burger on her
I
panel.
should. Just a burger. So, in that spirit, we're going to rewind again all the way back to a scene we had a while ago where Orissa was heading down to the Vale. She was going to meet Rue's mom, Liv. And along the way, she saw Saven talking to Kymrese, and they had a little scene where Kymrese said he had to go away a little bit. So we'll redo that one. But from Kymrese's point of view. So Kymrese, it's getting towards the end of Earth season. So think like mid-October-ish. Right within our world, the Harvest Festival has happened. A lot of things have happened, and one day you've been training with Saven, going and meditating. You find even that sometimes you've been able to kind of lose yourself in that meditation where he talks about casting your spirit to the wind. But he's also particularly been spending a lot of time teaching about like plants and animals and just nature things, right? And like the sorts of spirits that would inhabit a stream or a rock or a tree or things like that. And some of the local spirits you've met and talked to within the Vale. So one morning, as you wake up, it's starting to get cold to sleep outside, but are you endeavoring to just continue to sleep outside, or you're going to find a place inside?
Yeah, I think maybe after my initiation would be a good symbolic representation of a period of change. So perhaps I'm preparing myself. Perhaps I have something in the back of my mind.
You don't know when that's going to come, but you do know typically the assistant shaman stays with the full shaman for a full year before they get into their initiation. But one day, Saven is like wants to talk to you in the morning.
Does he come and wake me up, like beside the fire, or am I already up, or what's the?
Kind of just doing your morning thing, and he comes over, and it's like an open area and it's a common area. He always does the polite thing and stops and what did we say they did? Clap to enter because if they didn't have doors, didn't we come up with something like that?
It was like a stomp or something,
yeah,
right?
He'll come and do
Door
that.
frame.
Yeah. He'll politely wait to be acknowledged. So he's like, he still respects your privacy, even though you're out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of
Yeah, I think I turn to Saven and I say, Saven, this is the hearth of our people. You're always welcome here. It doesn't belong to me. But what can I do for you?
I've been thinking. You've seen some of the things that I've seen. You know my concerns about what is coming. You also know that usually a year is the time frame of your apprenticeship. But winds are blowing, winds of change, and I do not know where those winds will take us. Nor do I know where they will take you. I have endeavored to teach you everything that I could about the basics, but you possess within yourself a talent for this that I do not, I haven't seen or heard of in my lifetime. And I also think that I could not necessarily teach you more, because if I was going to teach you my shamanic traditions, it might prevent you from learning your shamanic traditions. There are many ways to get to where we want to go. I do not think the White Heart way is for you. The White Heart shamanic tradition is the shamanic tradition of the Harrowborn, and the basis and the origin of that is that originally when they had to leave the Vale, they had to leave the stag. The stag stayed in the Vale because it's a spirit of place.
Right.
But he sent his son with them, who was the White Heart, and that developed. The White Heart was a spirit. He traveled with the people when they went south, and there was a shamanic tradition kind of like evolved around that, where they dealt with the White Heart instead of the stag.
I asked Saven, what does this mean for me and for our people? Am I not permitted to? I mean, if I guess I'm confused. Am I not able to be a shaman here with everyone, or
no? The shaman's job is to stand before the spirits for the people. Just like the priest's job or the king's job is to stand before the gods for the people. However, there are many ways of doing it because there are many, many spirits. I have always been somewhat of a traditionalist and followed all the traditions of my clan, but you are called by other things. What I will tell you as a shaman is you must listen to your voices that call you. And I feel other ones are calling you. What those voices are and what they will teach you, I cannot tell you. I think you should journey and take some time, and along that journey, the answers will present themselves.
Do you think I'm ready?
I have taught you everything that I can teach you.
No, just. Sorry, I missed that. Christian Amber was fucking my computer.
Typical. I said, I have taught you everything that I can teach you, is what he says. You have a strong grasp of the basics. You have, and he kind of looks at your left hand, experience dealing with more powerful spirits. And the rest of it is up to you.
Well, Saven, you have taken me under your tutelage, and you have taught me so much, and you've helped me understand why I see the world the way that I do. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
You're very welcome. This does not mean, obviously, that you cannot ask me questions or help me, or I can't help you. I see a different path for you, and I must put you on the one that is right for you.
I agree wholeheartedly.
You do not need to be a version of me. You need to be the shaman that Kymrese was born to be.
Whoever that may be.
Exactly.
I kind of go.
I've been saving some food and supplies for you, and some things that you might need while you're away. It is getting cold out, so some warmer clothes and things too. I have them. I can give them to you whenever you're ready to go.
How long will the journey be?
This has been such a loaded question for all of us.
You're right. Only you can decide.
Looks
As
looks
long
at
as it
single
takes.
bag of trail mix. Got it. Very well. Yeah, please let me I would be more than happy to start gathering some of those supplies together. I'm
Let me
not
get them
taking
for you.
anything from the village that they'll need.
No, I've been saving up some. I don't eat much. I've just been saving up some of my own food. He's like skinny, like this.
Same.
Yeah, let me go get it for you. Hold on. As he does that, you see Arissa coming down from White Barkstead.
Oh, if I remember, she caught the end of the conversation and
She
is
did.
very awkwardly
So
standing.
she's awkwardly standing there the way you usually do. You've been Kymrese.
Once Saban leaves, because he's tall, he's like a big ass massive person.
He's
but he's
like
skinny.
6'1". He's
skinny.
very tall and skinny. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I would imagine he dresses in like robes and like bigger, heavier clothes and shit.
Yeah, because he's always cold.
Take a page out of Bruce's book. Look at an interesting rock real quick. That's what you dropped. That's what you were looking for.
So I would imagine no, that's out of my book, first of all. You're just disingenuous about the rocks. I would imagine when he leaves, like when he walks away to go grab something, Arissa is just like behind him. He was just completely obscured by Saban. I just
She
fucking
is
didn't
also
notice.
middling height, skinny, and wears a lot of robes.
Right. I just
she's actually slightly taller than Kymrese, just slightly.
I turn, right, like, you know, when as Saban is walking, I like turn as well, and then I just like out of the peripheral, just like peek, just catch Arissa, and I just like jump. I'm like, oh my god! I
Sorry.
just
Sorry.
Oh my god! I didn't see you. You were hiding behind Saban.
I wasn't intending to. I'm bad
sorry.
at placement. I wasn't listening in. I was coming to talk to Liv, but are you going away too?
I think I think I'm needed somewhere else for a little while right now.
How do you know how long?
Unfortunately, I don't think it's I don't think it's up to me. I'm not sure. Hopefully not too long. Someone's got to watch over the fire. And I kind of smile.
Then in that case, she rummages through her bag, and she pulls out a small handmade satchel, and she holds it out to him. I've been making these for as many households in the Vale as I can. It's a little healing kit, just with some basic wraps and herbs and salves, stuff that can just help, just in case. I came down to see if I could scrounge some more supplies to make them, but if you're going to be leaving, I want you to have one.
I hold out my hand to receive the gift, and I take the bag, and I'm looking at the bag and the craftsmanship behind it, and you know, I'm feeling the materials and kind of the intricate work and stuff like that. And I without looking up from the bag, I say, this is really well made, Arissa. I can tell it took some time to make. I could never make anything like this.
Oh, no. I could show you if you ever wanted to learn how to sew. I made a lot of my own clothes and for all of my sisters. So
I kind of look up from the bag for the first time at you after you say that. And I just kind of look at you and I say, I'd like that.
Then that means you have to come back safe.
I will now. And I hold up the bag and I'm like, odds stacked against me as they may be, I've got this. So I know that'll help keep me safe. And I've got a warm blanket too. And I point at the blanket that you gave me that I still have.
And she now she's all awkward. Like she was never not, but and you can actually see the tiniest blush on her awkward little white cheeks.
I say, I'll be back. I'll be back sooner than you know, Marissa. I Rue and Des and everybody, they can't get along they can't get along too well for too long without us. So
Wouldn't be able to cause so much chaos without you.
That's right. They don't know where they're going because they don't ask the trees.
They don't
practice Scar walking into the beehive.
Yeah, Rue failing his track check as Kymrese finds the way by licking rocks. Yeah.
This is probably happening at the exact same time as Discara walking into a beehive.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah.
You just hear the faint screaming of Discara on the wind. Even now, the winds speak to me. It's just Discara fucking screaming, getting annihilated by bees.
How bad he is at all this.
Discara getting roasted.
I look at you, Arissa, and I say, again, thank you so much for this. You have the heart of a servant, and that is something that I see in you that is really beautiful, and I hope to have that too someday. I'm working on it.
You say beautiful, and she just like freezes for a second.
Now I'm blushing a little.
She shakes herself back together and
just say thanks. Just say thanks.
God, everyone in this group is so awkward. She just kind of blinks a few times and just, my life is to protect people. And I have a feeling you're trying to do the same. I know how you look at this place.
I love the idea of when you say that, Kymrese's mind just goes back to another time, maybe not too long ago, a month ago, 2 months ago or so. And something that Kymrese would do, and still does, is occasionally, whether it's by the fire or whether it's kind of on the outskirts of the village, he would use his second sight spell and he would just watch the people and their auras and their energies. And he would just sit there and watch in silence. And I love the idea of him flashing back to a moment where he did that, where he was just watching Arissa. Because it's simultaneously incredibly beautiful and also weird and awkward. So it fits. It fits really well. And his eyes kind of have that like sheen that go over them when he's in that spell, trance. I love that idea. That's awesome. It's true we see the best in people, Arissa. It's something that I think connects us, and it's something that I'm really grateful for.
Me too.
And I go like hug. I do this. I go hug.
She will, yeah. She'll step in and she'll hold him for a minute, and then doesn't know when to pull back. So
buddy.
It's probably a little too long, and then she just kind of realizes what she's doing and kind of. I needed to go talk to Liv before I forget. But if I don't see you before you go, because I don't know when you're going, just be safe and come home soon. But not too soon. Go learn the important things you've got to learn. Don't let anyone rush that.
I just kind of I smile and I nod at her and I say, you have my word.
She just kind of does a little nod and then does not know how to say goodbye. So she just turns and leaves.
And when she does,
like-
Savin is back, having witnessed you don't know how much of it, like with the pack with supplies, just like.
And somehow he hid behind Arissa. No.
Standing there. You just both missed him because you were so caught up in what you were doing. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
hello,
Now I'm like,
Arissa.
people should fucking knock over here. What is this? So the supplies, they're ready.
Here he has like a wicker it's like woven like a wicker pack, basically with like an open top, and there's some supplies like.
I'm sorry, C-Stock.
Holy shit,
Thank you
C-Stock.
for the 10 fucking gift subs.
Damn, C-Stock.
C-Stock, and congratulations to Jess, Epoch, Z-Short, Sunday Mead, G-Fort, Troy, Rignier, Sharky, Kung Fu Fenris, and Afterdax. Holy shit. C-Stock, thank you, buddy. What the
Thank
fuck?
you so much, man. That's awesome.
God damn.
C-Stock. Thank you, buddy. That is amazing. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much, bud.
Troy, he says it's because he loves you.
I see that. You're
Italian. Sorry, did not mean to interrupt, but that was bonkers. So I felt like I had to.
That was worth interrupting for. Right. So he's got like an open top wicker pack with just like this stuff in it, and it's got leather straps that you can kind of put on your backpack. Right here you are, some blankets and warmer wool cloak that I used to wear a lot, but yeah.
I put it on, and as I'm putting it on, it's like probably too big in quite a few. It is
too big. Yeah, it's like kind of like you kind of swim in it a little bit. Kind of drags on the ground.
Pulls at your feet like
and
a flying gown.
And as I'm putting it on, I just make the offhanded remark, like out loud into the ether. I'm just like, it smells like you. Putting it on. That's all I say. Just no context, nothing. Wasn't directed at him. I just spoke it out loud.
He's just like, right.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. No.
He's kind of like.
You smell very nice.
He does like this thing, like kind of trying to smell himself a little bit.
I say, no, it's not a bad thing. Sometimes I smell something and it takes me back to a memory, a place and a time that is not this one. And perhaps this will help bring me some comfort on my journey.
I hope it does. May the winds be at your back, and may the storm not rain on you.
And only the pleasant scents be at my nose. And I kind of give him like a dumb smile.
He smiles back.
Well, I will say my final farewells to the rest of the people, and
sure.
And then I guess it's time.
You're able to find everyone. I think at this time Discar was away, but you're able to find Bryn. No, actually Bryn was away at this time too. She was away over the mountain taking some cattle taking the cattle that you reappropriated back to somewhere else to hide the fact that you stole.
I believe you mean the geese.
Yes, the geese. The geese. So, all right, what direction do you travel in, man?
Well, I think I would just say some informal farewells to Harold. We don't have to role play it.
Oh, your dad. Yeah.
And I would also say, just to some of the folks in the village that I've been a little bit more close with. Just saying that I will be back soon.
I would say that Jorna, actually, Gordangar's wife, she like brings you food every once in a while too. Just like you'll just be hanging out, and she's just like, "Oh, here's a hot bowl of like soup or something." So yeah, she probably
some honey cakes.
No, the honey cakes. honey cake. No, for some weird reason, people don't like honey cakes anymore in the Vale. But yeah,
the savoriness just doesn't hit the same.
Doesn't hit anymore. Yeah, hits different now.
Takes me back to someone's childhood.
Damn, son. Sorry. No worries. But so she wishes you well. Everybody's like surprised, but people don't pretend to understand shaman stuff. So you could literally be like, I'm going to go climb trees and like, pretend to be a squirrel for a week. And they'd be like, oh, okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. The spirits moved
They're
you.
like these trees or other trees. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will see if I can catch Rue then if Rue's available.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Rue's going crazy. Deskar and Bryn are both gone. He's like,
Where do I find Rue?
Where does he find
Where
you,
do
Rue?
the rocks lead me?
you probably find him on your way out in the woods. He's like sort of patrolling the ridges and stuff right now, looking for like vantage points, making marks on trees that look like good places to set up blinds and things like that to watch like the veil for like choke points and things.
Can I make a stealth check to see if I sneak up on you?
That is exactly what I did.
Silently is probably the one you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm just trudging through the forest. That's okay. I still found you.
You hear him coming so far away, and also still kind of and like sniffs and the ears go, yeah. And she's like,
I'll kind of like step behind a tree until I
smell
can
the
see
strange
him
one
before
coming,
he can
brother.
see me.
Yeah.
As you are hiding behind a tree observing me, I pick up a rock and I lick it, and I stand there for a moment, and then my eyes go towards the tree you're standing behind. I just stand there for a sec.
It's definitely Kymrese. Hey Kymrese, what's up? What is everything okay in the village?
I just look down at the rock and I'm like, yes. And then I put it in my pocket, and then I say, yeah, everything is fine, Rue. I was looking for you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be gone for, well, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be gone for, but I need you.
Weeks. He says with a ironic smile.
I kind of like shift the weight of my pack on my back, and I say, well, if it is, hopefully all those moments with Savin foraging in the woodlands will pay off. But anyhow, I'm here because I have to ask you to watch over Bryn and Descara and Orissa while I'm gone.
Of course. I always watch over them.
I know you do.
Don't worry about anything, man.
I know you do. You're a good friend. Yeah. And I'm kind of just like, I'm just like this. I'm just role playing him right now.
Do you know which way you're headed?
Do I need to? Do any of us?
Well, if you're looking to start, I would head westward along that ridge up there.
Any particular reason?
It's a good hike.
It's also west is also Orlanthe have a thing about starting a journey going west and finishing it coming from the west.
That randomly.
Yeah, no, because when Orlanthe set off on the Lightbringer's quest, he traveled to the gates of the west where the sun sets, and that's how we got into the underworld.
Yeah.
So they're all like, we got to start going west. That's like a good luck thing for them. So.
Well, I guess I would imagine I would probably be familiar with this story.
Yep. Oh yeah. Everybody, that's like beaten into your head.
Yeah. We left west before too.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll walk forward, and I'll kind of
plenty of water, mountain brooks.
I'll kind of clasp Rue on the shoulder, and yeah. Just slap him on the ass like a good donkey. And I say, well, if there's beautiful sights to see, then that's the direction I'll go. Gotta follow the sun, see where it's going.
We'll wish you luck on principle, but I know you won't need it. Remember, if your thoughts get loud, sometimes it's okay to just quiet them and listen to your instincts.
Well, I've got lots of friends out there to help me find my way too. And I kind of like look behind you, like at the trees and at the forest and stuff like that. And then my eyes refocus on you. And I say, thanks, Rue.
Yeah. He will give him a clap on the shoulder and, wish him Godspeed.
And then I will be off on my way. I think as I'm leaving the Vale, I'll use my second sight one last time and just look off into the village and look at everybody's energies and everybody's kind of auras. And and I'll smile and then I'll start heading west.
Sure. So you start heading west and you travel up. This is actually the way towards like Mount Kymrese and towards like where the Gothring's well is and places like that. So it's a little bit of a steep hike, but you get up into the mountains and you continue traveling west. And you travel for a full day, and the night falls, and you have to set up a camp, and it's cold, and you have to set up a camp and keep warm. But you're used to that because you're used to sleeping out at night. And, nights, it was fortunate for you, it was a warmer day, even at higher elevation, and having the activity that you had of hiking and stuff, you kept warm. But at night, it's a little cooler here because it's a little higher than you were in the Vale. So you have to start a fire. But you find a good place, kind of a cozy place to kind of tuck yourself in and start a fire. And you have a good first night's sleep. And in the morning when you wake up, dew is all over. Like there's kind of like I picture it probably like within some pines at the edge of a little bit of a clearing is where you've made your first camp. When you wake up, that long grass in that clearing is all covered in dew, and it brings to mind the stories of the dew maid who leaves dew on the grass. It's her tears. She was a goddess she spurned the love of a god during the Gods' War. He was destroyed. He died, and she wished she had actually accepted his love. And so she wanders the world crying now at night, and where she goes, she leaves her dew. So when you wake up in the morning, she's passed. She's left her dew. Those are her tears.
I guess, I'll reflect on that, and I'll allow myself to have a moment of being somber, and I'll say, I wish you didn't have to be so sad all the time, but thank you for these gifts.
Nice. And so you get up and you begin heading still west, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the sun as it crosses the horizon.
You have to kind of go around Kymrese, and you get to a like a saddle. You see, like, okay, I can get like kind of like over the mountain and continue going west if I just keep that way. So you start hiking up that way, and as you're going, you come across a little field, a high mountain field. What does that field look like, Amber?
You're hiking along, and at first you don't give it any note. There's a small clearing in the different kind of tangled pines and whatnot, and it's all overgrown, completely wild, and like winter killed. It's October and it's cold now, so everything is a blanched beige color, little bits of gray, thorny plants and stuff. The weeds and remnants of the spring and summer blooms are dry, tangled with little bits of prickers, but you can hike through them. And as you're trudging across this completely unremarkable field, there's a little splash of color that you catch in the corner of your eye. Just off to the side in this clearing, a bright splash of vivid blue. And once you notice it, it draws you in. All the colors around it seem paler for it being there. And it's so small, but it's waiting.
Does it look like a rock or is it on the ground? Is it floating? Is it obscured by something?
Dappled in and out of some of the tangled plants, like maybe a small bloom.
Do I recognize any of the thorny vines or plants in this area as having any particular importance or meaning?
Just a regular mountain assortment of wildflowers and dead grasses and whatnot.
I will move towards the color in the clearing. Kind of at this point, just trying to take a moment to focus around my surroundings and kind of say, well, what bit of show do we have here? And I kind of start making my way towards the color.
As you get closer, you see it's a small blooming plant, still green. It's as if the frost and the kind of dryness and slumber of winter and the deepening fall have not touched it yet. It's got delicate green stalks and soft leaves and these beautiful bluebell flowers. It's a tiny bluebell plant that's just thriving quietly in this tangle of winter-killed weeds, despite the weather, despite the kind of dimmer, more overcast sun, just sitting there.
I kind of take a moment to admire the beauty of this thing that looks so out of place, and I sit down next to it, and I say, "You, my friend, you have endured. You're a survivor." And I say, "I suppose this will be as good of a place as any to have my stop for a bite, as long as it's okay if I join." I look over at the little flower next to me, and I say, "Very well." And I start unpacking some of my stuff, and I eat a small meal next to this little wild flower that's thrived in such a harsh place.
As you start to have your lunch and quiet down and look at your food and various things and set to your task and look at the flower less, it's almost like a little blue blush in the corner of your eye whenever you're not looking at it. And before you know it, it has a presence to it and you feel like you are sitting beside someone. Very quiet, shy, demure presence. It reminds you a little bit of Arissa. But just quietly sharing your company. You set to eating, enjoy the quiet, the amiable quiet between you two for a bit. And as you're sort of coming to the end of your meal, you hear this soft little voice, breathy, almost like wind or the brush of dew. And it says, "I know you, Kymrese Two-Eye."
I kind of just position my body in an open posture, like a welcoming kind of, and I say, "And to whom do I owe the pleasure of this wonderful meal and this company?"
"I have no name, too small for names. But I've seen you playing in the meadows and fields, breaking away from your peers sometimes, stopping to touch a petal."
I just kind of smile warmly and think about some of those moments. I reflect on those moments and how I also get maybe just a tinge of sadness too, as I look back and think about how duty focused I've been in recent months and since kind of our journey together, and maybe how I've done those things a little bit less. And there's a little bit of a sense of sadness there.
The journey ahead of you is big. I'm very small. But I have a gift for you. Freely given, you'll freely accept.
Say, who would reject the gift of a friend, no matter how small?
It's a gift you've held before in your youth. Maybe have dropped a few times. In your heart, it is not a sword or a flame or a shield. It's a gift of a moment.
Fuck. Sorry. Fucking Ken typed in chat another rock.
It's the gift of a moment. It's a gift we're sharing now. You need only to remember it, to carry it with you.
And I'll close my eyes and kind of think back and reflect and try to open up my mind to this moment, this time.
As you do that, you have your mind sort of drifts through your experiences, especially your childhood, as she had mentioned, having known you and seen you before. And you focus on those quiet moments that for some reason stick out in your mind more than the game you were playing or escaping from. Moments where you'd notice something very, very small, a tiny white flower at the base of a mossy tree. The green sheen on the wings of a small beetle. Just how lovely and bright it is and how you'd miss it so easily if you just kept rushing. The way the sunlight hits the smallest mountain brook as it trickles between the roots of a tree. And a sort of calm and peace fills you, despite the large task you have before you, the almost insurmountable burden of responsibility that these small things still exist all around you in this world. And they are a gift to you that you need only take a moment to hold.
I definitely take a moment to reflect on that. And I say, this journey, no matter how large, the task, no matter how great it may be or how important it may be, we do these things. I do these things so that we can have these moments of peace. And I say, thank you for the gift. And I kind of start prepping my camp supplies, start packing them up, and I say I will cherish these moments always.
Walk with many gifts, Kymrese do I.
I will continue on my way.
So you continue on for the rest of the day. Days are getting shorter. And you can feel the winds changing, and you can feel the cold wind beginning to blow down from the north, from Valen's Glacier. And you know that dark season is coming. Earth season is ending, and soon it's going to be a time of the times of plenty are over, and now it's going to be hard times, Daddy, for a while. And that's a Dusty Rhodes reference, Hard Times, Daddy.
I was wondering why the fuck you just said Daddy.
I
thought it was maybe like you had a mini stroke or something.
No. It's. I'm sorry. Dusty Rhodes was a wrestler. This is a digression. He gave a very famous promo about this is hard times, Daddy. I've been through hard times. Look it up. It's called the Hard Times promo. It's amazing. But anyway, anytime I say hard times, it just pops into my head.
That's fair.
But you know that winter's coming and it's going to be hard, Sarah. Yes, and or to the area. Is that fair, Sarah? To the general area, because I have something else. Okay, so, but you know that winter is going to be a lean time, right? And you can see already. You saw the field where you met the flower, and the plant life is starting to die. The leaves are coming down from the trees. The animals are starting to, there's less and less forage on the ground for them. But you look and you find a decent place to camp, kind of just beneath the crest of a hill, so you're not in the teeth of the wind, where you can make a nice fire and be sheltered. And there's a nice setup where there are some rocks and a little copse of trees where you can make a fire at the rock and have it like reflect back at you. So you lie between the fire and the rock, and the heat like hits the rock and reflects back at you. It keeps you warm. And you begin to set up your camp just as it becomes dark. Starts to get dark. And as night is starting to fall, it's at that time between day and night. And you're kind of, settling in, maybe eating your evening meal, reflecting on the day's walk, maybe rubbing your feet. I don't know.
I'm kind of a little worn from the journey. Like, I travel quite a bit and stuff, but I'm not a, fucking big burly, endurance for days kind of mountain man or anything. So I just make a comment.
This is hard times traveling, Daddy. Yeah. And so you so this is it's rough for you. So as you're laying there though, as you're starting to relax, you hear like somewhere around you.
I hear that noise somewhere around me.
Yep. And some laughter.
I start looking in the trees. I feel like maybe it's a woodpecker or something.
It doesn't sound like it's knocking on the wood. It's more of a thumping sound, like on the ground. I can catch you.
I look. I guess the stomping, right? I guess. Come in, be welcome.
Said that.
Kymrese, I kind of like turn and look around and I say, don't be afraid. I mean no harm.
You hear something like bound through the bushes, and it binds right up to the fire and stops, and it kind of sits down, and it's a rabbit. Like, big pointy rabbit ears, and it's like thumps its little feet and goes, "Hi."
No, Christian, it's a hare.
Fine.
Rabbits are cute. Hares look like they have seen the insane wisdom of the universe.
No, this is a rabbit. This is not like a hare. No, this is not an insane hare.
I look at the rabbit, and I've met talking animals before, correct?
No,
I know
like,
that they're just not very common.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say, well, hello. I'm Kymrese. I say I'm on a journey.
And he kind of like stops hopping around. He goes, I do other things too, but I can't really say them because they're not really polite. But mostly I hop.
I kind of look at him and I say, do you have a name?
Hop.
Hop. Are you hungry, Hop?
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of good stuff.
He just like hops right over and like starts rummaging through your backpack. And like stuff's getting thrown out. He's like, I don't want that. Ew, meat. I don't eat that. I don't want that. So what do you think something Hop would be in there?
I mean, I've definitely got all kinds of like herbs and like probably some sort of grain like a barley or an oat or something.
So he's like, oh, this is great. And he kind of like hops out of the bag with like some of that grain. He's just sitting there like, thanks.
I say, you're very welcome. It's a gift to share a meal with someone or something. I say, Hop, I know that you're hopping around and that's what you do a lot, but are you doing something else right now? Or is this your
Playing
home?
with my friends.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrupt the festivities.
Not many people come up here.
Yeah, it's a little far away from a lot of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. We're just hopping around now because soon we're not going to be able to.
Is it because it's going to be too cold?
Yeah, the white crap gets on the ground. Can't hop too good on that. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
It is getting pretty cold, and I don't have a nice, warm fur, body like you do.
He kind of like pats his belly.
I say, do you have any advice for me to how to stay warm on my travels?
Kind of looks at himself, looks at you, looks at himself, looks at you. His ears like twitch a little bit, and he goes, "Well, no, we don't worry about it much because Hakeem and Mika made us the way we are, so we can be okay. So we just run around and have fun."
I kind of tilt my head, and when he says that, and I think about it for a moment, I say, Hop, that was great advice, actually.
Really?
I think so.
I'm going to tell Tree. Oak always says I'm an idiot. It's because I steal his nuts, though.
I say, is it okay if I stay here tonight? I wouldn't be intruding.
It's fine.
Excellent. Well, help yourself to my provisions. What's mine is yours.
He hops back into your backpack again. He starts digging around, and he's like, "I don't want that." It's just like your blanket gets thrown out. It's like he's making like a complete disarray out of your stuff.
I'm just humoring the moment, honestly.
And he like knocks it over, and it's like his rabbit butt with like the poofy tail is like sticking out as he like digs through it, and then he's like, "Oh!" And he comes out with like a bundle of
or something.
Yeah, carrot. Why not?
Parsnip,
and he's just like a beet.
Parsnips.
A parsnip. Yeah, fine. A parsnip.
In real life, I'm a slut for parsnips.
Okay, duly noted. It's just like eating your parsnip. And he's like, "This is really great. You should come here more and bring us more stuff."
If only I could. I'm afraid I'm afraid I'm on a really important journey right now. I don't know if I'll come back this way.
My destiny.
Not quite sure yet. I think I'll
So
know
you're
it
on
when
a
I
journey
find
and
it.
you don't know where you're going.
Precisely. I'm just kind
Yes.
of hopping around.
Awesome. And his ears just kind of like stick out higher.
I think I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah. Wait, see, like you were made to know where you need to be, just like I was made to be okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
That's right. That's
Have
right.
fun.
That's right, Hop. I will. I will have fun. You too.
Yeah, and he just hops away.
Ciao. Just ate his shit and left.
I loved that interaction. I think I'll start putting my pack back together and stuff like that. And I think Hop did give me some pearl of wisdom.
Pearl.
Because I asked him, I said, "Do you have any advice for me?" And he said, basically, "No. I just am the way that I am, and that's enough." And Kymrese is gonna take that to heart. So it was a huge boost of confidence that he has everything that he needs to survive and to prevail.
So you settle into a nice winter nap, or late fall, early winter nap. It's cold. The fire goes out in the middle of the night, but you wake up cold, but you're able to like sleep through the most of the night. And in the morning, you wake up and you see that you probably crossed that saddle today, and you'll get at least over or around Mount Kymrese. And you find in your pack, as you're packing up, a handful of acorns that weren't there before.
Aw.
Hell yeah, dude. I fucking love acorns. Thanks, Oak. Thanks, Hop. That's awesome. I will take you guys with me all the way to my destination.
He names them all and puts them in his pocket.
Along with his rocks.
Just half of my weight I'm carrying is just fucking rocks.
And it was another wet night. There's dew everywhere again. So you wake up a little damp. You're sleeping under Kymrese's cloak that he gave you, which...
Who?
Savin's cloak. Thank you.
Well, it's mine now, but
technically it's his now. But it's nice and big, so at least you can like wrap yourself in it and wrap your feet so your feet aren't sticking out. And
this is the OG Snuggie. This is the OG Snuggie, by the way.
Even though it's a little old, it's not the fabric hasn't thinned out or anything, so it's still warm enough. So you feel okay.
It's old and smells like earth and mushrooms, but it is a Snuggie nonetheless.
It smells like mushrooms and incense. An old man is what it smells like. Yeah.
That sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
Snuggie. Smells strongly of patchouli.
Oh, fuck. I this time when I'm done packing up and getting ready in the morning and stuff, I'll orient myself and everything like that, and I'll look to the west again because that's how I've been traveling. And,
you see that it's a very you're getting higher up in the mountain, so you're close, not close. The cloud level's still over you, otherwise you'd be freezing. But you can see up there, it's very, very misty. It's a very misty morning, and you see a rainbow. Kind of arcing over the saddle you're going to cross and down. And you think to yourself briefly that the rainbow girl, is the messenger between the gods and people.
I'll also look at the mark on my hand as well for the rainbow worm as well.
Yeah, doesn't change. It's definitely still there.
Perhaps there's a message for me, and I kind of start making my way towards that misted area.
Sure. So it's more climbing and it gets steeper. This way you have to go up some like shale, like areas where shale is kind of slid down. It's kind of dangerous.
Perhaps there's not a message for me. Turns around. No, I'm just kidding.
But as you're going, you enter into an area, one of those right at the top of the saddle. There's a pretty open, barren area of just shale and rock. And what's that place like, Sarah?
Ah, damn it.
Wow. At first it looks like there's nothing there. It's just this weird...
I also just sent you a message, Sarah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just this weird, flat, there's just dirt and rocks. But as you kind of look around and you're looking towards, following where the rainbow is, you look down and there's just this like hole of dirt, this perfectly circular hole dug down into the ground.
In the shale, like among all the shale in the rock?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll throw an acorn down there.
You throw the acorn down and then you just hear, ooh, we don't get those up here. Can I have another one?
I'll throw another one down.
Oh no, there goes Bob.
Just, oh, I didn't expect you to have another one. What? And then you see the two acorns rise and they're gripped by these tiny little hands that are just like that look like moss almost. And then
Okay.
out pops this head, what ostensibly looks like a small child made of dirt and sticks and leaves, clutching those acorns like they're little prizes.
I say,
Still
I've-
on. What's up?
I've got a few more.
Really?
Yeah, maybe we can plant them together. So that way you will get more up here.
I never thought. Yes, yes, and they like clamber out of the hole, and it's almost like they're wearing just like a big tunic of moss. That's like you can't tell if it's a little boy or a little girl, but they're just like dirt child.
I look at this being and I say, my name's Kymrese. I'm not really from this area. Is this your home?
Sometimes, usually. Sometimes I go and get lost, but then I always find my way back here. I like getting lost.
I kind of smile when they say that. I say, sometimes getting lost is fun.
I find new snacks that way.
Like acorns.
Yeah, like acorns. But I'm not going to eat these though, because you said I could plant them. And then that means more acorns, which means more snacks. Question, how do I plant an acorn?
That is a great question. First, we got to find the perfect spot. And I look around at this landscape that is not ideal planting an oak tree because it's all fucking shit.
Yep.
And I kind of scratch my head for a minute and I'm thinking. And I mean, the direction that I came from, well, first of all, it's humid here, right? So there's water and it's misty and that kind of stuff. I'm thinking we need some dirt. I think we need some earth. So do you know anywhere nearby where there's any grass or little plants or anything like that?
Yeah, we got to go walk a little bit. But I think this way. And they just turn and they start just going.
I will follow them.
It continues to be mostly rock and shale and just little bits of dirt and grass here and there. But as you continue, they do actually take you to kind of this weird little grassy clearing area. Sometimes there's flowers here, but they're all hiding now, which is sad because their petals taste good. And then sometimes I stick them in my hair and then it makes my hair pretty colors. But they're all hiding now, so.
Say there is even the flowers have to rest too.
Is this a good spot for a tree?
I think this is a great spot.
Okay. And they just sit down, like ready to learn.
So I think I'm gonna say a prayer first, like a prayer to the land, and like something along the lines of like bless this soil.
Sure.
Maybe pray to like the goddess of fertility and say
Ronaldo would be who you'd pray to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say a prayer to Ronaldo and maybe meditate
Sure.
for a minute.
You can roll your meditate skill if you want.
Yeah, I am gonna do that. And I think I guess I'm looking to see if I can maybe augment it with anything. But I'm so far away from home, right? I feel like family, Harborn tribe, Colmar tribe.
Nope.
Nah. Okay. All right. I will go ahead and make a meditation roll. All right, come on. How we doing on re-rolls, boys?
I don't have my computer, but I'm just gonna say we got him. I know we have at least like.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna say I would advise him to save them, but
save your rerolls.
If you
small thing is important. The small thing is important.
Sunday Mead literally just gave you one, Troy. So
thank you, Sunday Mead.
They literally just sent it.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time here. I did not get it. That's all right.
I was gonna say also don't forget you can also augment with your power and elemental affinities in the future.
My Earth is 0 though, so I actually
want to save those as well.
Yeah.
I like the way that this is happening though, because especially in the land with all the shale, I was gonna make a comment on that. Like, that's a very uneasy place for me to be, and it's like both emotionally it's kind of unsteady, but also like shale is incredibly like loose and it moves and it's flimsy. I feel like I felt very uneasy here, so maybe that is something that is prohibiting me from really getting deep into a meditative state. But nonetheless, I'll finish the prayer to Ronaldo, and I'll ask her to bless the land and bless the soil.
If I could jump there in a minute, I would say that most of what you've been taught within your meditation was to kind of like let loose and cast your soul to the wind, right?
Right.
And here you are in a place where you're high up, but because of the way the mountains are, the wind isn't really blowing around you because it kind of, there's a shadow there. And you're in a very earth-ruined place. So you reach out and you kind of try to listen to what you're used to listening to, and you're not finding that here. You're hearing the sounds of the earth. You're hearing the trees creak and, that sort of thing. Rocks kind of clack against each other as they kind of tumble down, and little things like that you find distracting.
Okay. I think I'll invite this little spirit or this little being over to kind of see what I do next. So I'm going to walk the spirit through how, we dig a little spot in the soil and we plant the acorn underneath, don't pack the soil too heavily, and all the stuff typically you're trying to plant a tree, right? And as we're doing this, I say to the little spirit, I say, I think this is a great spot for a lot of reasons. And I think it's a special spot because it's the spot that you chose. And I say, and if we're lucky, this little acorn will turn into a great oak tree someday. And this oak tree will bring lots more acorns. And with that, maybe it'll bring some more friends and some more creatures and critters and stuff like that. And who knows what might happen. Sometimes the littlest thing that we do can have huge, long-standing implications. And then my face goes a little bit more serious, and I say, but sometimes you can be in the perfect place, and you can have just the right things that you need. The right soil, the perfect conditions, the perfect seed. I say, but it might just not be the right time. So I want to give you the rest of these, because if the tree doesn't sprout, that doesn't mean that it's not ever going to take. It just means that it wasn't the right time. So with these, you'll have a lot of opportunities, and maybe you'll find the perfect moment.
Okay. I'll take good care of them, and I'll watch the tree. They kind of look down at the dirt for a second. They got this little their little mossy eyebrows just kind of furrow for a second.
What are you thinking?
Was that what you were trying to do when you buried yourself in the dirt? Trying to make big things happen? Good things happen? Make things grow?
I'm taken aback a little bit by that question. And I felt that it was the right moment, and I felt that it was the right time, but I wasn't in the right place, and somebody needed my help. So I tried to put myself in a different place so that I could help them.
So you got to keep this then, and they give one acorn back, just in case you find a better place than me. Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I've got a long journey ahead of me, and I've got to keep going, even though I'm tired. But I suspect it's only going to get more tiresome still. But I thank you for your hospitality and for spending these moments with me.
Thank you for teaching me how to plant a tree. I'm gonna keep these other ones safe until I need to plant more. Maybe I'll plant them at the pretty thing, and they point at the rainbow. Maybe that'll let me plant more.
That might be the perfect spot.
Yeah. And then they just kind of like
heading. Oh,
they just kind of look. They look at you. They just kind of give a tiny little nod, like they're very serious about something.
I think that's where I've got to head.
Good.
Thank you.
They give you another little nod. They look at the acorns. They look really hard at them, like they're trying not to eat one. And then they open up a little pouch of moss on their tunic and stick it in, and then just go wandering back towards their little hole.
I will I'll kind of look down at the acorn and be like, good luck, little buddy. and I'll start making my way towards the rainbow.
Okay. So you start going, you pass over the saddle, and you can see the rainbow heading down into, there's a big forest below, which on the other side of Mount Kymrese is a pretty big forest, and you see a big forest below. You can see the rainbow kind of going right down into it. And as you pressed over, it feels like the rainbow was almost so close you could almost reach out and touch it. And you hear laughter.
Oh, I've definitely tried.
Yeah, you hear laughter. You hear like a woman, you hear a girl or a woman laughing.
I think to myself for a minute, man, I feel like in the moments where I was like in the loneliest places, I was always surrounded by so many things, right? And I just think like, how perfect is this, right? I'm on top of a fucking mountain in the middle of nowhere with nothing or nobody around for miles, and yet there's laughter, there's hope, there's color, there's fucking talking rabbits. Like, how much of the world is out there for me to see? You just got to be willing to do it. So I laugh, actually. As I think of those things, I laugh, and I laugh out loud a little.
And like I said, you hear this woman's laughter, and if you begin to descend, and are you following the rainbow?
Yeah, I'm going to still continue to. I think it's as good of a landmark as any.
Sure. So you begin to follow, and as you follow it down, you hear this laughter more and more. And it's rough climbing because it's pretty steep on this side, so you have to sometimes do some switchbacks, and you run into a couple of cliffs where you have to like circle around and find a way you can safely kind of get down. But little by little, you follow it down, and the rainbow's always there, and you get closer to the end of it, and eventually you hear water. You hear this rushing you hear first a trickle, and you come across a little stream, and then you hear like a fall. You hear waterfalls, and you follow the rainbow to a little cliff that overlooks a place where the stream kind of flows out and down. And at the bottom of it, it's not as big as Gothrang's Well, but it's a little waterfall, a little mountain stream waterfall. And there's like, how like that mist rises up where the water hits, and dancing in that mist where the rainbow comes down, you see a blue-skinned girl wearing a silver dress, and she's got air and movement tattoos on her shoulders, and her hair is just a rainbow color.
Fuck, dude, that's
and
dope.
she's just dancing.
I don't even have hair.
She's just dancing there.
Damn, son, I'm gonna just fucking stand there and watch for a little bit. I do need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna stand there and just kind of watch her dance.
We'll pick that up when you're done. Go do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
That
got
was
like TLC in like the back of my mind. This
Don't
whole
go
time.
chasing waterfalls.
Yeah, I'm like,
Nice.
Hello, chat. How are you?
Hey,
Just
gang.
stubbed my toe so bad. Ah,
Oh, Jesus,
fuck.
that sucks.
ah. God damn it.
Now we'll really start fucking with his head. All the nice stuff's over.
I know.
Oh,
I was
the
just thinking
nice
like how nice my first spirit is and how
Yeah.
the second spirit's
my
coming.
spirit's nice.
Not all of them are that bad. Yeah.
My spirit's nice.
If it
For
wasn't
chat,
obvious,
and for those-
this is all of us joining up to give Troy a welcome back and a fuck you. We love you, buddy.
Exactly. We conspired to come up with spirits and stuff that Troy would meet, not only on his journey out, but as part of a shamanic initiation. Shamanic. I don't know. Someone will correct me. So
We're Rhode Islanders. No one's allowed to correct us on a pronunciation, no matter what it is.
I hear pronounced shaman, and shaman.
Yeah.
And I don't
Shaman
think
person?
any of those are wrong. I think those
I
are
don't
like
think so.
regional pronunciations.
yeah, I like shaman personally. Shaman.
Oh,
Shaman ultra
I
dry.
feel like you're pronouncing an L in your shaman.
I am.
There's
SHALM.
no-
Shaman.
Shaman.
But I'm
It's like
just-
the
I'm
L
just-
in
I'm just-
salmon.
I'm just rolling because I'm making it like shaman. I was making like a joke out of it. I like
okay.
shaman. I like shaman though. I like the longer
I'm
end.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just like the
Like
Ellen
salmon.
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 Have your salmon. It's a
Oh, I
cool
guess it's
twist.
the opposite because there is an L there and you don't pronounce it. What? Whatever.
No. Now I'm picturing a salmon shaman.
Not salmon.
That is,
Fish
I literally
blade.
picture a salmon every time Christian says shaman. I like picture a salmon every time.
Yeah, I pronounced it.
I also pronounce it shaman.
You want more salmon related goodness? Go watch our fish blade episode.
Fish
Fish
blade.
blade.
Do
You know
we
what
have
occurred
a
to me?
salmon in there?
It
I
occurred
don't
to me that
remember.
we were probably the only people in the world who ever played fish blade. So like, yay us.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. It
Yeah.
is an
God.
perhaps the DMs After Dark exclusive.
Yeah.
I got to explain that to a friend the other day, and it's such a good thing to explain. Anyway.
What if we thought the Rune Quest was the thing that was really taking flight and it was
It's fish
actually
blade.
Fish Blade?
I'm okay
Like we
with
had
that.
like 6,000 Fish Blade
Here,
downloads in the
Just
next
in
2
the
months.
comments here because of fish blade. Like,
So you're standing there and you're watching this rainbow girl dance in where the water, when the water falls down and the mist rises up from the water. She's right in that area in between where the air and the water meet, and she's kind of dancing. And you know, mythologically, she first brought peace between the water and the air gods when they were at war, and was a messenger between them. And then she became a messenger between the humans and the gods later on afterwards. But she's dancing there and she's kind of laughing and having a good time for herself. And all of a sudden she stops and she turns and she looks at you.
I
What are you
feel
doing
like
here?
I'm
You
maybe
can't
like
watch.
I kind of like shake my head. I'm like, I'm sorry. You were just dancing so beautifully. I
Creep, and she just like whooshes up the rainbow into the air. And she's gone.
I'm like, fuck.
And when she whooshes up, you hear, as long as she's gone, this cry of a hawk, but a really fucking big one, like right overhead, and your shadow falls over you.
I'm
Christian,
cursing
make a
myself
hawk
for
noise.
being bad at the whole social interaction thing. Yeah, giant hawk above me, probably not great. Is there anywhere I can get some
he's gonna
shelter?
pick you up and take you back to its nest.
Climb down into, it's a little pool. There's like some pine trees and stuff around it. You could kind of climb down in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
As
I'll
you do,
start making my way down in there.
are you trying to hide?
No, I'm gonna look up at the hawk first, I guess, to see if I can sense murderous intent in its movement.
It is a Vrock hawk, which is a big red hawk, huge red hawk. It's so big, in fact, that someone's riding it.
I'm not gonna go hide. That's crazy.
You see a man riding the hawk, and he doesn't look like you. He's definitely not Orthland, or he's definitely not a Hjortling. He's got this hair that's from what you can see where he's high up, he's got this hair that's really, really, really blonde. Like just like really blonde, and you can see like bracelets and like arm rings like glinting on him in the sunlight. And he's got something like strapped to his waist in a net of some sort that kind of shines hanging there. We can't quite make out what it is, but he's like flying the hawk. It's kind of circling over you, and he looks down and he definitely like sees you. You look at each other up and down. He's looking up, he's looking down, and he kind of gives you a nod, and the hawk starts to circle down.
Okay, Kymrese has like a 16 in intelligence, so he's pretty cunning. He's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kymrese does a quick little logic breakdown in his head, and he's like, obviously he's fucked if this guy wants to hurt him because he doesn't. I mean, this guy's riding on a giant fucking hawk. Secondly, he looks at himself and what he has. And he realizes his greatest defense is that he just has nothing anyone wants, which is great. And then he resorts back to the whole, if this person were to want to hurt him just strictly out of malice, well, he's pretty fucking doomed. So, yeah, he's just going to maybe, you know what? He's not going to watch because the lady that he was watching got upset. So he's just going to kind of sit down and wait.
While you wait, because it takes a little bit of time for the hawk to circle down and find a place big enough for it to land. You can make like a culture roll if you want.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I would allow culture Hortling just so you know he's definitely not a Hortling, but you can pick out what you would know about him possibly by looking at him as he comes
culture.
closer.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Or so when you say culture, you mean customs, correct?
Customs, yeah. Yep.
Okay. I got it. 33.
Okay, so as he cycles lower, you're kind of looking at him and you pick out, because you can see better now, he's wearing, like he's got leather vambrances and greaves on, but that's the only armor he's wearing. He's got a robe on that's like this sky blue robe, and it kind of blows pretty loosely. It's kind of open in his chest. He's got very like the sort of skin Amber hates, like that leathery, like out in the sun too much skin. He's an older guy. He's wrinkly.
I will never have because I wear
sunblock. Yeah. He's been out. This guy has not done the sunblock thing, and he's got this hair that's blonde, but it's so blonde that like you can't tell when like the gray begins and like the blonde ends. He's like very, very blonde with a very long mustache that hangs, but no beard.
Okay, he's rocking the stash.
You can't quite make out his tattoos, but he has them on his arms. He's very, very, very heavily tattooed. And you see that the thing that's hanging on his side, on one side of the saddle, there's a bow with some arrows, which is the only weapon you can see. On the other side, the thing that you caught your eye because the sun glinted off of it was an open-faced bronze helmet that's just hanging there on a net. But he's not wearing it. He actually is wearing a garland of some sort of flowers that look surprisingly fresh considering the season.
What color are they?
Multiple, all sorts of colors. It's like wrapped green vines with like different colored flowers. And you recognize, you recognize that, okay, this dude's not a Hortling. You're pretty sure he's one of the pure horse people, or the Grazelanders, which live just on the other side of Dragon Pass. They don't worship Orlanth or the Storm Gods. They worship someone they call Kargzant, which is their version of Yelm.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say this is a Yelm, yeah.
Their version of Yelm, and they ride horses. They're really fucking good at it. They have people they call the Vendref, who are like their farmers and stuff, but they're like too good to do farming. They don't have cows. They only have horses. They ride horses, and like that's your problem to deal with that shit, serfs. They have alternatively allied with and fought against you guys. They have a queen called the Feathered Horse Queen, who is a goddess incarnate on the earth. Sartar, every king of Sartar has married her or tried to marry her, because that is like the absolute stamp of kingship when you marry the Feathered Horse Queen.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and they're also very close to the Shaker Temple,
Is she
which is
Excalibur?
uh,
Or the Sword of
she's
Stone. They're different swords.
she's considered the mortal incarnation of Sarana Tor, who is the goddess of I think she's the daughter of Carol Finn. I might be wrong here. Someone will correct me. But she's the goddess basically of like divine authority. So if you marry her, your kingship is like cool. But if you piss her off, she sacrifices you.
Divine authority. What the fuck, bro? What a crazy thing to be the goddess of.
So she was courted originally by a guy named Aurum the Pauper, who founded the kingdom of Tarsh before it was taken over by the Lunars. And then it became a tradition of like courting Sarana Tor. And like I said, if you weren't a good husband to her, you got sacrificed. And yeah.
Yowzers.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that vibe.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, this guy circles down. He's not one of your people. He's one of those people. Currently, by the way, the Gracelanders are allied with the Lunars because their current feather horse queen, I can't think of her name, really likes war, basically, and she allies with the Lunars. So
it's a little bit unfortunate, but
yeah,
I'm willing to look past our differences.
But he circles down.
I won't hurt you this time.
And the hawk kind of lands on the stone. It was
guy riding the giant hawk.
The stone lands right on the stone, on top of right on the top where you were, basically. You're still standing there. You didn't even go down, did you?
I sat down. I literally sat down on the ground when I saw the hawk.
It's just big enough for him to land the hawk like on the other side of the stream. There's a little bit of a shelf with stone. And he just lands it right there. And he kind of looks at you and doesn't get off his hawk, but says, nods at you and goes, how are you today, brother?
Is it loud right now from the waterfall? Is it is that far enough away where it's
extreme waterfall? This isn't like a huge, loud waterfall. It's like one of those like trickle ones. Nice enough and big enough there's enough force to generate the mist at the bottom that she was dancing in, but it's not like this like rushing loud thing.
I respond to him when he says that. I say, the air is crisp and the water is clean up here. It is a wonderful day to be.
Indeed. And the sun is in the sky and the skies are blue. Varja.
What did he say?
Varja.
I say, I'm Kymrese.
Good to meet you, brother. And he kind of hops off, touches ground.
What is your companion's name?
That's a good question because I just forgot his name. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
It's a good thing the rabbit didn't eat my scraps of meat.
For those of us watching on TV.
Fuck, dude. God, that's dope.
Is the Crimson Bat bigger than this hawk? And if so, by how?
Oh, yeah.
The Crimson Bat's fucking huge. The Crimson Bat is like football fields. Yeah, it's bigger than a dragon. It's huge. This is just like, there you go. There's a good example of him on his hawk.
Oh,
damn, dude. That looks cool as fuck, dude.
Small.
That looks cool as fuck, dude. Your fucking elk has got nothing, friend. Nothing.
Bro, get one of those feathers and make something out of it.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's like, this is my little nephew, son friend.
Paddleboarding on the giant.
And as he says that, you see like things are like winking around him, and you see his tattoos. He's got tattoos of like fire, the fire sky rune, and harmony, and different tattoos. No air runes really. But you also see like this little light, kind of like does that just like glinting off of like his metal, or is this a light that's like following him around? You're not sure.
Do I have any other tattoos of the various elemental runes that I have affinities with?
If you want them to, you can. Yeah. If you're an adult now, so you would have gotten those tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. So the only runes I don't have are earth and darkness. Every other rune I have present. So I have a moon rune tattooed on me, a fire, a water, and an air. I think I'll move closer to him. Sorry, what was his name one more time, Christian?
Varja. Yeah.
That's probably not how it's spelled, but I'm just going to have that there for reference.
Yeah, it's Varja. Varja.
Okay. Um, are what brings you up here, Varja?
Oh, I was flying the skies, brother, but I saw the rainbow. And follow the rainbow to a sacred place. Here I am.
He just turned into Hulk Hogan for me.
I say
Actually, was my note actually says he calls everyone brother like Hulk Hogan. That's actually what my notes say. But go on.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I will say to Varja that I too came seeking the rainbow, essentially. This is this a sacred place of your people?
Oh man, this is when the rainbow touches. It's sacred. When you see the rainbow, girl. He kind of comes over and he looks at you and he stands uncomfortably close to you. And he's just like, he's got these
Bold of you to assume that I have social cues.
Right. Blue eyes, right? Like cobalt blue eyes. And he's just staring down at you, looks in your eyes and looks at you don't have any jewelry really or anything, right?
I do have one piece of jewelry. I have two pieces of jewelry. I have the ogre choker tongue.
Okay. He notices, he clocks that right away and just kind of like,
I also have.
And he looks at you and then looks down on it, but he kind of nods approvingly.
I also have that piece of jewelry, the carving of the snake eating itself, the little clasp.
The stone one. Yes.
That I got in the fucking trial that we went through.
It's on your wrist, right? It's a bracelet, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing metal. So he's kind of like, he's like looking you up and down, and he goes, right on, brother. The spirits, they go with you, right? You walk with the spirits, they walk with you.
I try to. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
That it is. That it is. Well, welcome. Kind of claps you on the shoulder.
Fuck, ow.
Pretty hard. I mean, he's not like a huge dude, but, he's like wiry.
I gotcha.
It's about 60.
Oh, he's quite a bit older then.
Oh, yeah, he's older. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, well, fuck, man. I like this guy a lot already. Yeah. This is great. I say, I'm afraid I'm not used to traveling this high up. Do you have any advice for me on my journey? How to keep my breath?
Man, that's not my thing, brother.
Perhaps your friend can offer some insights. And I look at the hawk.
The hawk's kind of just like.
Can I make a fucking like animal handling check or something? Like what we got here? What we got here?
Yeah, hold on. To like befriend the hawk?
Yeah, just to, maybe on an empathetic level, like I don't have to fucking squawk at it or anything. Understand herd beast, maybe?
Well, it's definitely beast. But I would say if you wanted to try like a charm roll.
Boat. Make a boat check. I'm just kidding.
Boat.
You think a charm roll would be maybe?
Charm.
All right. I'll try that. I'm semi-decent at that.
Troy, I think Sunday Mate is preemptively giving you a reroll just in case, because he just sent another one. I think Sunday is like your man today. Yeah, I just said Disney Princess Kymrese.
Yeah, if you have beast speech, you could conceivably talk to the hawk, but I don't think you have a very high score in
charm.
That.
No, I don't. I unfortunately I didn't make it that time, and I think I am gonna hold on to that reroll Sunday Made because I think there's probably gonna be some pretty scary shit coming up.
The hawk is just looking at.
Yeah,
so the hawk's just like
cock my head looking at the hawk, and
he kind of like looks at you and kind of just like doesn't really do anything, just kind of stares at you. And Varja laughs. He's like, yeah, he kind of likes you, I think, man. It's cool. He doesn't like many people.
Say, I'll take it. I say, well.
So what are you doing up here? What are you doing in the middle of nowhere, brother?
Say, and yet I'm not alone. And I kind of like look around at this fucking the beautiful fucking scenery that like, this is a crazy place, crazy ass place. I'm in the mountains, fucking rainbow, fog, little mountain waterfall. I say I'm on a journey, to find something, but I know not what and know not where it is.
insight. Well, let me look at the skills. It's not insight.
I have insight own species.
Yeah, you can roll that if you want.
I rolled a 7.
Beautiful. What's your score?
I have a 30, so I don't think that's a critical.
Regular success. It's just above a special success. So, all right, but still, you see when you say, like you said, you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know what you're going, particularly when you say you don't know what you're looking for, he kind of like nods and you see just a barest crack of the mask a little bit, and you see a lot of pain in his eyes, but he like gets it away really quick. And he says, yeah, man, I've walked that path. I walked that path a lot. Maybe not the same one you're on, but in the same direction, I think.
How do you know when you find it?
I don't think you ever do. You just keep walking it. You, spirits, they like you, I know.
I think some of them do, perhaps.
Yeah. Ever since you were little?
Ever since I can remember.
Tell me something, man. Just tell me the truth, brother. When you were a little kid, you seen him, didn't you? A horned man.
I did.
Me too.
I kind of cock my head just a little bit when he says that, because that has some pretty serious implications, doesn't it?
In what regard?
Like if you see the horned man, that's like isn't it an omen of sorts? Like not necessarily negative, but just it's like foretelling of.
The horned man was the first shaman. He is the shaman. And so the story is that he chooses the people who become shamans. You don't choose to become a shaman. It's not like you train to be, I want to be a cooper. I'm going to learn how to make vows. He chooses you. Right. Exactly. So you say you've seen the horned man, and you're kind of taken aback for that question. I don't know I forgot if you answered it or not. Did you?
Yeah, I said I have.
And he goes, well, there you go, man. Our threads just got woven together a little bit here. Me too. A long, long time ago.
I say, are you
so
a shaman?
Long ago. Yeah. Different path than you walk, pretty much, probably. My people, they don't, they like sunny skies, not rainy ones. You know what I'm saying? But, for me, it's the sunbow, and it's you, Kargzan. But for you, I think you're on a different path, but that doesn't mean that they all don't get to the same destination in some ways. Come on, man, eat with me. Obviously, we ain't leaving this place.
Yeah, I'll happily sit down and eat with Varja. I think I'll ask Varja, or I'll tell Varja, this wizened man who's a fucking shaman who probably knows more about everything than I do. Mm-hmm. But I say, something that I have observed that I've always found to be interesting is when you take a moment to learn the perspective of another, it can change the way that you see things in a really beautiful way. And I kind of, when I say that, I kind of subconsciously like glance over and like look at his hawk and look at that beautiful saddle and the fucking just beautiful creature that this thing is. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, what it would be like to see the wind on this fucking thing's back. That's like what I think in my head. That's what I think in my head. I don't say it out loud, but if he has like a shred of insight, he probably sees me dreaming of this beautiful experience.
He does. He looks and he smiles and he goes, yeah, it's pretty great, bro. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It's traveling. It's meeting people. It's meeting spirits. It's what we do. And he takes off his pack. He gets out like a blanket and he spreads it out. And he stands and sits on the blanket. And you notice he doesn't really like to touch the ground.
Me neither.
he starts a little fire, and he's like, I have a little bit. I don't have much, brother. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Always.
Good.
I'll pull out some jerky or something, and I'll offer some to the bird, I guess.
Pull out whatever the rabbit has left him.
Yeah,
if you're looking for parsnips, they have been decimated.
And he gets some stuff down too, and he goes, the meat. It's not a horse, correct?
No.
I can't. I'm forsworn from eating them, so I can't.
I don't think I would try one myself.
Don't want to find out. It's a sacred animal for me. So
I asked him if he'd like to pray for the meal.
No, this is human.
If he'd like to pray for the meal and for the moment.
Sure, man. Sure. And
I'll kind of just join him and listen in his prayer.
Fuck, Troy. You're gonna make me become accidentally Catholic now. Okay. He says he actually
raises your inner thigh.
He actually oh God, no. He puts his hand on you and winks at you. No. Tell me, Troy, do you want to come in and see the tabernacle? No. He takes a small piece of the meat and he actually puts it in the fire and lets it burn. And it starts, even though it's jerky, it's dry, it starts to pop and hiss and it starts to go up to the sky. And he mutters something in a language you don't really understand. But he kind of closes his eyes and he lets the smoke kind of waft over him, but up into the sky. And he just kind of prays a little bit and, kind of like does a couple dips. And then, Redman, you want to add anything?
I will, I'll say a prayer of my people.
He nods
also paying, huh?
He nods approvingly. And then he turns and he looks at Sunfriend and he kind of like whistles and clicks at it and then looks back at him and kind of and paws a little bit at him and takes off and flies away. He's just going to find something to eat. He'll be back.
Catches a moose like it's a mouse.
Just comes back with a fucking dire moose.
So you wandering looking for enlightenment, is that it?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how you people, your people, do the initiation, but I'm assuming you're on some sort of path that's like that.
Something like that. I'm not trying to be vague. I just genuinely don't understand a lot. So
it's not bad, man. Realizing you don't understand anything is the beginning of wisdom.
Yeah, maybe a lot better than thinking you know it all, right?
Know plenty of people like that.
I'll take a bite of meat and chew on that angrily.
He takes out a little bottle of something and starts drinking.
I will fill up my water skin with the fresh water from the mountain, and I'll drink some of that.
You notice he kind of avoids that. He only drinks out of this bottle for the most part.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna die. Perfect. Oh, fuck.
The mountain water runs through the earth, and he will not touch the earth, man.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, this mineral water is good shit. He's like, oh shit. So Varja, what are you? You are a shaman of your people, then? Yeah. Are you the only one?
No, man, I'm one of the older ones. Don't need to be as tied to my clan as much as I have been in the past. My brother, he's the chief right now, but I'm kind of on my own journey of sorts.
Have you led apprentices through similar journeys?
I roll.
He's on a journey to apprentice his first apprentice.
I did not get that one.
So you for a little bit, and he goes, unfortunately, it hasn't always worked out. Some of that might be their fault. Some of it might be mine. You do see there's some, again, regret and that little tinge of pain that you saw in his eyes earlier. Yeah.
Sounds like perhaps it's a heavy burden that you carry.
It's a special path you're walking on, brother. But someone sent you out here, so they must think you're ready for it.
Trust their judgment.
You tell you anything about what you need to do? Cross over to the other side? Go to the cave?
A little bit. Yeah.
Kymrese, brother, I think, like I said, our threads, they were wound together here. It wasn't just chance. I don't believe in chance anyway, but it wasn't just chance that brought us here. I believe, sir, I am here to help you.
I am willing to take all of the help that I can get.
I can not put your feet on the path you will walk on, but I can help you cross onto the other side to find it. But in order to do that, we must prepare. My people, we believe in purification. I do not know what your traditions are, and I would not risk to disrespect them.
I don't know what my traditions are
either. No, I genuinely, I asked him what all entails this rite of purification for your people.
People are the fire and the sky, brother, so we purify with fire and the sky. Your people are the winds. I'd assume if you're going to purify, you'd purify with the wind.
Say fire needs air to grow, does it not? Maybe we're closer than you think.
Our gods mightn't want to think that, but I do believe it is the case.
Man, I don't know. You know what? Saban said, go figure your shit out. So, I think Kymrese would be wildly, honored to partake in, a purification of, another people. I think that would be incredible for him. If it was offered to him. He's not going to intrude, but, if this guy thinks it could help him get to the place that he needs to be, then Kymrese is all for it.
So he goes, all right. I'll welcome you to follow my tradition, brother. We will begin the preparations. So, Troy, for your own sake and for mechanical things here, we're going to jump into mechanics. A big thing that you can do, we're preparing for a magical ritual, either to cast spells or to do a magical ritual like the one you're about to do, is you can do ritual preparation. And that can be defined as, it's very loosely defined, but the important thing is the time that you spend doing it, right?
Okay.
So it acts pretty much as a kind of a free augment, I'll put it that way, right?
Okay.
But the more you spend time doing it, the better off you get at it, right? For example, if you spend a half an hour in ritual preparation, you get a plus 30 to your bonus to that roll, whatever it might be. You can, I'm going to say you can use it for a worship ritual or magic. I'm going to say in this instance, you can use it for spirit combat, because that's going to come in really handy. So,
I think,
go on.
I was gonna say, I'm all for it, man. Like I said, I really I like this guy a lot. I think he's genuine. Kymrese is experiencing a piece of the world he's never seen before, so he's all about it, man.
So the question for you then is, how long do you want to spend doing this? What do you think? A day is plus 50, 2 days is plus 55. There's a little bit of a part where it starts to flatten out after that. A week is plus 60. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Kymrese would spend a day. I think that would be great if it started
Okay.
at a point where, perhaps the sun was setting and he would be greeted again by the sun setting or something like that. There's one thing that Kymrese is
We're
just
gonna fast. We're gonna
he's
walk
thinking
in
about
walls.
he's thinking about the fire, right? They are of the
Mhm.
fire in the air, and I'm of
Yep.
the wind, right?
Yep.
I have 0 earth rune. The earth is very uncomfortable to me. I know, but the earth is very uncomfortable for me.
Get used to it.
So I think
Throw rocks at him. Until he's
throw
better.
rocks at him. I think Kymrese wants to like, if I can incorporate this somehow, it's just kind of a flavor text thing, but like to breathe in and out close to a flame, to feel the heat of the fire in his lungs. That is something that Kymrese wants to incorporate if he can. Otherwise, I think a day would be.
I was very close to thinking he was basically like getting naked, standing in front of a fire, and like letting the smoke like blow over you and purify you, and so you would naturally like breathe that hot air in too. So all right, that works for me. All right,
have this bird just sit there and buffet a bonfire at you.
We're gonna light the whole forest on fire, and you're gonna run naked through it. That's what we're gonna do.
As I'm standing here naked in front of a fire, breathing in the fumes, I'm thinking to myself, wait, I thought you said this was the purification of your people. This is how I sleep every night.
So he goes,
what is that? I feel a little funny. Mountain laurel.
Nightshade.
I will happily purify you and the rest of my people. Then we will begin tomorrow.
Fuck yeah, dude. That is fucking amazing. Yes, I'm all for it. Down, Christian, do it. Let's go.
Okay. So you sleep that night, and
fire smoking.
You
smoke
give me smoked sausages. What the fuck, bro?
And beans.
Give me pork and beans. Give me a search. No, give me a scan roll, Troy, as you drift off. Right. As you drift off to sleep.
Yes, I got it. A 30. Out of a 36.
You begin to drift off to sleep, and you think that you notice that the hawk returns. By the way, you don't know what it ate, but it ate something. It seems happy, and it kind of roosts and chills out. And you begin to kind of like you get in your cloak and cuddle up next to the fire, and he lays still on that carpet. And as you're drifting off to sleep, you kind of think he like looks at you and kind of gets up and takes something out of a pouch, and you just see him kind of like eat it, and then just kind of like lay down. Go.
Melatonin gummies. Solid move.
Nothing wakes you up.
Okay. All right. How do I sleep?
You sleep really well. I just want to say Cernibus just said we've been talking in chat, and he's really helping me come up with the name of the current Feathered Horse Queen, and it's Marina, whose name is Single Matron Woman. That's the name she goes by.
The Single Matron Woman.
Single Matron Woman. She has refused to marry anyone. She's pretty good friends with the Governor General of Dragon Pass, Fazir Widered, and pretty much lends her cavalry troops to him to do stuff. Yep. So you drift off to sleep, and nothing weird happens in the morning. That night, you wake up in the morning. He's already awake when you wake up, and he's cooking breakfast.
I don't know if I'm supposed to eat for this ritual, so
fast.
I will refrain
from doing
meal,
brother.
So. Oh, that will be the last meal.
Yep.
Ritual meal. It's served flambéed.
Cracks open eggs, looks at Giant Hawk, eats food without fucking looking at Giant Hawk again.
No, it's just some more jerky and a little bit of hard bread, and you drink water. You notice he still drinks out of his little bottle. Sips, just little sips. Actually, you do see him actually take a little water too
from the stream.
From the stream, yep.
fuck. All right.
But he very much prefers that bottle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I ask him what's the deal with the bottle.
Oh, this brother, this is just some mare's milk.
Bear's milk?
Mare's milk.
Oh, I was like, I literally say that. I go, bear's
Pretty
milk?
hard to milk a bear, brother.
That's why I start laughing. I start laughing at the fucking absurdity of it all. Like,
Yeah, he laughs
I
too.
was like, bear's milk? You guys milk bears? What? Fuck, mare's
This is the
milk.
new-
Bear's milk.
This is the new thing Descar has been learning about.
Right.
Bears.
Descar comes back and he's somehow 2 inches taller. We're like, how? And he's like, bear milk.
Actually, Descara is the bear.
Oh, thanks.
His girlfriend's been really enjoying that.
Yeah.
Getting milked.
Anyway, I'm gonna put myself back on mute.
So,
I love watching Jess's facial expressions.
Yeah.
She goes through the most wholesome ahs and the most what the fucks whenever
Yep.
I say
I
anything.
literally just screamed and then I was like, oh no. And then I was like, oh, I'm still on mute. Thank God.
So he
I
goes,
love
no, this is it's mare's milk, bro. I like to it's a little fermented. It's not for everyone, but I like it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine, which is a thing, like drinking fermented mare's milk is a thing for like horse-based cultures. I imagine it tastes like alcoholic cottage cheese. Like that's what I imagine. It's like disgusting to me. I can't, like, I vomit a little just thinking
Have you
about
ever had kefir?
it. No, I have not.
I was
So
just going to say,
kefir
like,
is-
yogurt is also kind of fermented milk, too.
Yeah, but this is like,
Yogurt
it's
needs
an,
to be cold and there's no refrigeration.
yeah, it used to, this is like alcohol fermented though. It's not like yogurt fermented. This is booze.
Mm,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Sunday Bean says you don't want the job milking the stallions.
No, that's, no, some people die from that.
I love her, Jeff.
Descara Many Bowls. That's his name. Descara Many Bowls.
So he begins throughout the day. Really, what he does is he leads you into meditations.
Okay.
You do not eat. The fire is kept rather small, but he keeps going to his pack, and he's set up his carpet so he can walk to the bird and back and not touch the ground. And he keeps getting like little things out of his pack and like burning these herbs and kind of like fanning the smoke on you as you sit and meditate. And then as night arrives, he says, "In darkness is where it's done, brother. This is where it begins." And he begins building up the fire with more wood. And he begins, he takes something else out of his pack and he says something to the bird. And the bird actually does begin fanning the flames higher and higher. And the sparks, he's like, "You just stand before that fire, brother." And he's like, "I notice you got something there you might want to bring with you." And he points to the bundle of gambling sticks that you have.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely. Bring magic items? Yes.
Keep that on you, brother. That was what Saban gave you, though, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So he says, "All right, now, just sit and meditate. Sun Friend's going to fan the flames on you, and the rest will take care of itself." And the bird begins to fan the flames, and it does turn into a bonfire, and the sparks kind of like fly out, and it's just tremendous heat. And as you sit and you meditate, you begin to like inhale the hot air into your chest. It's that mixture of fire and air, and the two elements that have been at war in heaven, and would cause the breaking of the world, really. And he begins to beat a drum, which chat
And
will
I'm
hear.
just breathing to the rhythm of that
But you
drum,
know,
man. I'm breathing in the air with
breathing
the heat of the
rhythm
flame.
of that drum. And he begins chanting in a language you don't understand. But you begin drifting away as he dances in a circle around you. And you kind of peek an eye open as you go, and you see like the spirits of place almost coming alive around you in this circle. You see the little spirits of the stones, and you see like a woman kind of peek out of a tree and giggle when she sees you and peek back in. And you see the waterfall is actually another woman, just like of water, who's standing in the mist. Not the rainbow girl, but another one. And you see a great deer whose horns are almost like a rainbow with flowers growing out at the end of it, walking at the bottom, and it stops to look at you as you just kind of drift away. And you drift away into the darkness as that flame just whoops up into a clear night sky filled with stars, the gods far, far up above. And all of a sudden, You're sitting at the edge of another stream. And you're a child again, and you're back in the Vale. And you're aware that somewhere close by your dad is somewhere. You're aware of it the way you're aware of someone in a dream, where you know that someone's there and you vaguely know who the person is or who they're supposed to be, but you don't see them. But you're aware of that presence. But you're aware of the stream, and you're aware of the woods. And you're looking in the stream just like you were when you were a child all those years ago. And you see the reflection behind you of a great horned man watching you. And you turn around, and he's gone, but you see him walking and receding into the woods. And just as you did all those years ago, you get up and you run after him. And you run into the woods, and you bump almost right into him. He just looms over you, looking down. These great stag antlers rise over his head, and he's just covered in furs and beads and feathers, and his eyes are this deep glowing orange that just stare at you out of this hood. It's the only thing you can see. He stares down at you, and he holds out his hand. And he opens it, and there's a little round stone in it.
I look at the stone, see if it looks familiar.
It's the same one you were given as a child.
I guess I'll hold my hand out for him to place the stone in.
He puts it in your hand, and you're an adult standing in front of him.
With the stone in my hand still?
Yes. And you're face to face with him now. And he looks at you. And he goes, "It's time to go." And he turns and he starts walking.
I feel like Kymrese understands that this is the moment. This is the moment where he is going to be, the point of no return here. I try to focus. I try to focus on that breathing and, see if I can hear any drums or feel the heat in my lungs or anything like that. Something to anchor me back to where I am. But if I can't, that's okay.
Distantly, you think you hear the drum, but you're not sure.
I'll hold on to that fleeting sound from so far away. I'll just hold on to that little piece, and I'll follow him.
You start walking after him, and you're walking down through the Vale, but it's a very different Vale. It looks empty, abandoned. You see the steads as you walk past them. Nobody lives there. They're crumbling. The hearth fires have gone out. The stream
what about the fire in the center of town?
Gone out. It's as if no one's lived here for centuries. The stream has even run dry. Everything is dusty. The fields are dusty. And not even like a fall-like barrenness, but just barren. But you walk down it, and it's dark. And it gets darker the further you walk down. And when you get to the end of the Vale, there's a lone tree. Just a lone dead tree. A dead ash tree with many, many branches sitting right in the middle of this crossroad. And there are just thousands and thousands of paths off this crossroads. All sorts of paths, all sorts of different paths. And sitting in the tree is one lone crow who just caws at you as you approach. And there are just, if you get lost on these paths, you're gone forever. Right. And the horned man stops in front of the paths. And he turns to you. Do you recognize this place?
I do.
You should. I found you here once before. This is where the living go to join the lands of the dead.
I look up at that tree again.
The crow. The horned man looks at him, looks back at you, and goes, "Ignore him. He's a liar." And the crow kind of like ruffles his feathers at that.
Bitch, please.
Yeah. I found you and brought you back when you were here. If you're lost here, you're lost forever. This is where the dead walk the paths to the halls of Taikora Tech. But you were not ready to walk that path yet. Now you have to choose another. And he walks around and he goes, "Which one speaks to you?" As he begins to circle the tree.
Kymrese just kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
You feel, as you circle the tree, you feel a tug in a direction.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look at the bird too, and maybe can I make an insight check and see what the fuck, or a spirit speech maybe to talk to the bird? I know he said the bird's a liar, but I mean it's maybe worth hearing if he's got something to say.
Sure. You can speak. What's your spirit speech?
I have a 20 in spirit
That's
speech.
enough to be conversant. Okay. So, what do you say to the crow?
After I find out which direction it's pulling me in,
Mhm.
I'll ask the crow what he thinks. I'll actually ask. I'll ask him from up in that tree. What can your eyes see?
What do your eyes see?
Legolas.
It looks at you like with this black crow eyes and says, "Death."
That wasn't very helpful. Good thing he's a liar, right, Horned Man? Starts walking down the path. Hopefully not towards death.
So, are you walking down the path that pulls to you?
Once I find that path that starts pulling me, I'll also just place my hand on that ash tree.
Okay.
I'll place my hand on the ash tree and then I'll place my head on that as well.
Sure.
And close my eyes for just a moment, and then
you feel the sense that so many people have walked on this path, and that this is the crossroads. This is the crossroads of everything that there is.
Just maybe toss an acorn next to the tree. I'm just kidding.
Next time somebody gets through those 2 trees and they're like, what the fuck?
You see a dead ash in a giant oak tree. There is a raven and also a sparrow.
And a squirrel. An annoying squirrel.
And a squirrel.
Yeah.
And an annoying squirrel and a fucking talking rabbit. Somehow I've destroyed this place. This place between life and death.
The cosmos just falls apart.
It's my squirrel from Mall Kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. So you look back as you look back, the horn man standing right next to the path that you felt the pull of.
Kind of grit my teeth and clench my jaw and kind of keep my eyes in front of me and just continue walking down that path.
You walk to the path and he holds out his hands, and it's got something bigger in his hands. He holds out 2 hands actually. Take these.
What are they?
It's a drum and a drumstick.
Ooh, cool.
Like
okay.
a stretched leather drum with an air rune on it and a drumstick.
I will take that for sure. I think can I hear that drumming still or no?
It's gotten fainter.
It's gotten fainter.
But you still hear it.
Okay. I'll start playing that rhythm as I
like
start
that.
walking down that path.
You start walking down the path, and
just in case I can't hear it anymore, I'll start walking to the cadence of the drum too.
Okay. The
Drumming alone.
the horn man looks at you and he goes, "I can go no further, but I will be here when you come back. You will be tested. Be strong. Be well. And remember, be generous, for what you give comes back to you."
I nod.
And you begin beating your drum to that rhythm, and you begin walking down that path. What does the cave look like, Troy?
Okay.
The entrance to the cave.
So
I'm gonna miss the cave description. Describe cave, then I'll go.
So the cave, as I'm walking up to the cave, the mouth of the cave looks like normal. The mouth of the cave looks like a normal cave. Stone, earth around it. The only thing that maybe seems out of place upon like close observation is like the smell. The smell that the cave produces. It's it's not a pleasant smell by any means. It smells like oh God, now I'm trying to think of like real life, the smells that I'm trying to describe here. Fuck. There's kind of a dampness as you approach the center of the cave, as you approach the cave entrance. and it smells like a little bit like there's some iron like undertones to it, like almost like a blood.
Viscera.
Just like a foul kind of smell like that, like body
Smell.
organ kind of, but not like rotting or anything like that. It's just like
Right.
its natural smell.
Yep. Okay. So you
If
stand at
anyone's
the
ever
entrance.
like butchered an animal,
Yes.
it smells
Yeah.
like that.
So you're standing at the entrance to the cave. And you hear crying. Just a soft weeping.
Does it sound like me?
Yes. Sounds like a child. And as you look around, you see curled right at the entrance, curled up, with his arms wrapped around his knees and his head down, weeping. Almost like a boy version of you. The same version you saw when you were in the pit.
Yeah, hey again.
You say, hey again?
Mm-hmm.
Looks up. And there's like just like dirty little face, but with like tear streaks on it. What do you want?
I kind of crouch down to get on their level, right? Because they're
As you
crouched
get
down.
closer, you see that as you crouch down again as level, you notice two things, Kymrese. First, this is emaciated child. Like, you're skinny. This looks like he's starving to death.
Right.
And the second thing is, describe your heterochromia. Can you describe it for everyone? Which eye is which?
It's just so for me it's the right eye is like a orangish reddish color, and then my left eye is like this icy blue, and then in this being in front of me is reversed.
Correct.
It's easy to remember because right is red, so
Yep.
right and red both R's, so it's an orangish red, and then an icy blue is on the left.
There you go. His are in the reverse as he looks at you.
Say, I reckon I've got to go in here, and I could use some company.
Kind of goes like this, and he goes, we have to. I have to go with you. I'm what you could have been, or would have been, or should have been, but will never be.
My face gets really sad when he says that,
One
because
foot
I
in
understand.
both worlds.
I understand the implications of that. That means that I am what he could have been.
1 foot in both worlds. We have to either go together or stay alone. But I'm too weak to go.
I kind of move forward just a little closer to him, and I say, maybe I can carry you.
How much power do you want to give your fetch, Troy?
Wow, fuck! I gotta decide this right now.
Yes, you do.
Fuck me. So I read up on the rules on this, like, but it's been a little while now. I understand that the more power you give to your fetch, essentially, it like increases the bond that you have between the spirit and yours, but at the expense of your own power with like the material world, right?
So yes and no. I mean, it decreases your power, gives it to the fetch. The power is still yours for magical reasons. You and the fetch become one being, but to some instances you lose it in the regular world. Yeah.
How much can I give them? Like, is there a number 1 to 5, or
There is no limit.
Fuck, dude. Oh my god.
Big choices.
Oh
I will tell you
God.
that, like, 1 or 2 will, unless you roll really well, because you have to roll to awaken the fetch. I will allow rerolls here because I'm cool, but 1 or 2 points of power will be like a pretty weak ass fetch, which you don't want a weak ass fetch, because if your fetch dies, you die.
Right.
Because your souls are intertwined. So
I think so. I'm looking at this person.
Mhm.
So this is exactly what I'm gonna do. So when he said that he is what I could have been, or maybe what I should have been, that immediately for me, that implied for Kymrese that I am what he could have been, or what he should have been. And looking at this thing that I believe is a part of me, but also its own separate thing, I have like a profound amount of like guilt right now and like shame. So I think I'm gonna try to help the fetch like stand up using my own physical power, right? And then also like giving it my power to like allow it to stand on its own. And I want to give it enough to where it stands on its own, where it's like where it has feet underneath it and it can move. You know what I mean? Maybe not where it's more confident
You're
than
dancing
I.
around
Where
the
I'm
question.
like,
Give me a number.
yeah. Fuck, dude. Okay.
I know you're looking at your precious power, man. Can you give?
It's back to you though, bro. Like it goes and comes. It comes and goes.
Can you give the fetch more power later, or is this your only chance?
I believe you can when you get power later, you can add to it to the fetch. Yeah.
God, I feel like this sense of duality here. I feel like 9. I want to give it 9.
I knew it.
Damn, bro. 9. Holy shit. Okay, I was figuring like 5, but 9 is cool. All right.
Well, it's half of me, bro. This is half of me. This is the thing that I could have been.
Okay.
Maybe the thing that I should have been, right? And like
Very,
everything
very
that
cool.
Kymrese has experienced in his life, the love that he's had, the fear, the happiness, the sensory experiences and everything, he was entitled to that just as much as I am. So for the viewers, Kymrese has 19 power. It's his fucking turbo stat. And I'm going to give 9 to the fetch because...
Oh my God.
Jesus, bro. Okay, so I'm going to give you... You're going to have to make a... Hold on a minute.
Fuck, dude. I'm going to be a weak-ass shaman for a while, boys.
Because your fetch's power is added to you for those purposes. So it's not what you give comes back to you, brother.
Sure.
So,
oh my God.
You have to make you have to make a spirit dance skill check. Okay.
Oh, spirit dance? Fuck yeah.
Spirit
dude.
dance. So wait a minute. So I will allow you to augment if you want.
With family.
I will allow rerolls here if you want, because I'm cool.
Okay.
And also that's like dope ass shit that like all the description you just gave. So 15% more to the roll, because that was just good role playing.
Okay. I'm gonna use augment family because this is literally
your brother.
My brother. So okay. So augment family. Spirit dance, I have a 20, so 35. I got to get less than a 55 with my augment. Oh. No, I'm rolling to augment first.
Roll the augment first, yeah.
Fuck, I did not. I am going to use the reroll. I am going to use the reroll that Sunday Mead gave me.
Sharky also just added another one to the pot.
Okay.
That's what he'll reroll if he fails this reroll.
Okay, I did get my augment that time for family.
So you have a 20. I gave you 15, so that's 35. Augment 20 is another, so that's 55.
Yep, 55 is what I've 55. Got to roll under.
All right, so roll under 55. See how you do, man. Roll well.
You got this, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
What'd you roll?
25.
Jesus. Okay, so that is
yeah.
That's a normal success, right?
Yes, that's a normal success. Okay. Yep.
All right, so
give me one quick sec.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah, it happens. Oh, restart the drumming.
Babies and burgers.
Babies and burgers.
Alternative Dungeons and Dragons. Babies and burgers.
I love the idea that as I'm like helping him up, he is literally siphoning the life force from me, and I'm helping him stand despite getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Oh,
I have something for that.
And then in the end, you're both leaning on each other about equally.
Yep. So mark this down, Kymrese.
Each other out.
We don't need to roll it right now because we don't need it necessarily just yet. But You have your fetch's power is going to be 9, which is actually really powerful starting fetch, and his charisma is going to be 3d6.
You don't want me to roll that now, though?
No, you can roll it later. It's not going to come into play right now. So.
And then do you want me to change the power on my character sheet to 10?
Not just yet. Just make a note of it. We'll adjust everything later.
Okay.
Yep. And you pick him up. And as you pick him up, I picture you kind of like you put your arms under his and like hold him by his elbows and kind of like help him up. And as you do, you're trying to like give him strength. Your breath, like this wind of breath, just exits your body and blows right into his mouth. And as it does, like you feel weakened a little bit, but strangely not that much. As it blows into him, as it does, it fills him up. And you see like the muscles and the sinews and everything just kind of like fill out. You see him fill out to where he looks healthy and as strong as you look, which isn't very strong, but and
stronger than you know.
Strong, right? But you look, he doesn't look like he's gonna snap like a twig anymore. And he just like, and he looks at you and he goes, "Thank you," and just kind of like hugs you. And when he hugs you, he just melts into you and becomes you.
Oh shit! Like he's not there anymore.
He's there, but he's with you now. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think
the threads of your souls have just knit together. Yeah.
As I'm hugging him, like that first embrace when he hugs me, he has this newfound strength and vigor, and I have this newfound like feebleness, and my knees like almost give out under me a little bit when I hold on to him.
Very good. So you've got a fetch, and you're ready to continue on into the cave.
Yeah. So I guess as we can I describe as we enter the cave?
Please do.
So when we enter the cave, that smell, that like fluid and that like that kind of acrid like smell of blood and whatnot, we walk into the cave, and the mouth of the cave was the only normal part of this cave. It becomes very apparent, very obviously, very quickly that this is not a normal cave. We walk in, and after just taking just a few paces in, it's very, very, very dark. We can't really see much of anything. But all of a sudden, our feet are wet, and we're wading through some sort of liquid. And the liquid is thicker than water. And as we're walking through, and it's also warm. It's a warm liquid. It feels both unnerving, but also comforting. And I go to kind of like take a breath to kind of steady myself. And as I do, I take that breath, and then I go to exhale, and nothing comes out. There's no breath that leaves me. And then I go to take a breath in, and there's nothing.
There's nothing.
I can't breathe.
You've realized you can't breathe, and you realize it's dark. It's become dark and cold, and you feel numb in this darkness. But there's something else there, isn't there, Sarah?
It starts out small. As you're wading through whatever this liquid is, you feel something move by your ankles. And then it becomes more solid. A hand. A small hand reaches out, and you can feel the nails. Not hurting you, just there. And it's dark and you can hardly see, but you swear you see movement of some sort just zoom past you. And you start to feel other hands brushing your legs, reaching out, caressing down your shoulder. And then you start to hear the whispers. It sounds like 5 or so different voices, then 10, then 20. And they build on each other, creating this strange cacophony of air moving and voices combining together into some strange mess until something rings out clear and you hear from right next to you, "Hello, Kymrese."
I'll stop and I'll try to steady myself, but again, I can't breathe, and I feel uncomfortable in the water, in this liquid, whatever it is, and I just kind of swallow hard and I don't say anything. My eyes are open, but I can't see because it's pitch dark.
You feel a hand gently trail along your chin and then and you feel like maybe there was a drop of some of that water on the finger as it goes down.
Like
whatever it is, just there on your face.
Kymrese is like taking everything he can to just fucking steal his resolve and his nerve in this moment. And he turns to like look at the creature or whatever it is that's next to him.
At first, you don't see anything, and then it opens its eyes. And the eyes are white. No pupil, no color, just these two white ovals almost floating in this darkness. And it looks ambiguous. You could sort of make out where a face would be, but from what would essentially be the shoulders down, it's some swirling mass of something. And you swear you see little hands reaching out from it, clawing at the air. You hear some dripping into the water below, creating tiny puddles. And the creature, like,
I look at it and I say, "What do you want?"
I merely want to ask you a question. I want your answer, and you will give it to me. Or you will stay.
You know what I do? Just like a little kid. Maybe I did this before, like when I was afraid or whatever. Some of the fonder moments I had with my father, how I would just squeeze his hand like a little kid. I go to like squeeze his hand in this moment, and he's not there. And I say, "Ask your question."
The spirit, the creature, whatever it is, just its head kind of tilts. And when you go to squeeze your father's hand and he's not there, you feel little fingers reaching out, reaching over. Not getting in your hand, but they're around.
So much worse.
Fuck. Tell me, Kymrese 2-Eye, what holds more promise, the dark or the light?
What holds more promise, the dark or the light? I say, I have been in dark places where I could see nothing, where I was left to my other senses to guide me. I too have seen things that I didn't understand. I say, in the light, I feel the warmth. In the light, things are made clear. Things are illuminated. I say, I have never seen a light so bright that I could not see, as I have seen darkness so dark that I couldn't. Therefore, I'm going to say that the light holds more promise.
You hear the whispers start to rise up again. It starts with this murmur and then just slowly rises. It almost, for a second, it starts to sound like the howling of the wind that you know so intimately, until it stops, cuts off completely, and the singular voice again. The light may illuminate, but the darkness holds infinite possibility. For you do not know what is there. It can hold everything and nothing, all at once. And you feel the hands start to creep up your legs very slowly.
Fuck. I'm gonna start kind of stepping backwards from this spirit, kind of wading backwards a little bit.
As you do, first of all, mark that you can roll an increase on your darkness rune for that little nugget of wisdom.
Well, that'll bring me up from a 0.
Kind of appropriate, maybe, that you missed that one.
Yeah, for sure.
But it taught you something.
Yeah, but as you step back, kind of freaking out, you trip and you fall into something.
And you keep falling. The ground itself drops out from beneath you, and you fall wet and shivering through this cold, empty void until you land hard on a surface. Smack! The pain of the impact jolts through your entire body, and you're on a bed of hard, jagged shards. Some of them pierce your flesh. Your bones are aching. Your face is stinging from where it is pressed into the floor, and your whole body is just screaming for a moment in agony, and you wonder if bones are broken. You hit so hard. And then slowly, as the pain ebbs away and you start to get control over your thoughts, control over your breathing.
Yes, I'm breathing again. I'm sorry. Kymrese takes a deep breath and his body wants to explode, but he is so relieved when he takes that breath.
The smell hits you next. You've had that visceral, hot meat smell of iron and blood before, but this one is different. The air around you is cool, but the smell itself is warm, humid almost, and putrid. It is rancid. It is spoiled lipids and meat and maggots and molds and slime, and it rises in your throat a little bit. It triggers that moment of gag reflex. It is very dark in this chamber where you are, and you have that sense of it being very deep below earth. You can feel the pressure of everything above you, even though you're in a cavernous space. And as you start to move, your eyes adjust to the very, very dim light that's coming from just a few tiny shafts of light that are slanting down from the ceiling. And you can see swirling dust motes in them. And what you're laying upon is just a huge rubble mound of bone, all kinds of bone, broken bones. You see bits of jaw bones from herbivorous animals with the broad, flat teeth and the molars, fangs here and there, long, slender bones that could fit a child's arm, bones everywhere. And you kind of slowly get your bearings, lift your face up, and there's teeth kind of impressed against your skin. Some of it's drawn blood, and the bits and pieces kind of fall off of you as you get up. Body's still ringing, and you feel the presence before it says anything, and it's behind you and says, "Kymrese Two-Eye, you've been looking for me. Here I am." It's a woman's voice. It's deep and resonant, but also beckoning in a way. There's a seductiveness about it. "You've been looking for me. Here I am." She is waiting behind you.
I'll kind of from that spot on my face where the bone cut my skin, I'll wipe a little bit of blood on my hands, and I'll see my blood on my hand in front of me, and I'll just taste my own blood.
Metallic, lively, warm. Reminds you that your heart is beating in your chest.
And I take a moment and I turn to look at this thing that I have been searching for.
She is standing maybe 2 arms lengths away. Not close enough for you to touch, maybe close enough for her to touch, because one of her limbs is long. It is made out of disjointed, almost canid pieces. They're withered and tight, like all the moisture's been sucked out of them. The other limb is the arm of a human woman, but it's bloated. The fingers and the flesh is swollen, greenish fat, putrid, glistening with rot and decay that is dripping off of her. Her body is lumpy, disjointed. You can see bare ribs where the flesh has just shriveled away to nothing, and they're glowing yellow white in the thin shaft of light. And there's animal hair, once spotted but tattered hide on the other half. Her legs, one is the cloven hoofed leg of maybe it was a goat. It's hard to tell with the terrible condition of it, the maggots crawling within the fur, slipping out. The other one is feline. It's got the delicate spots of maybe a lynx or something, and her face, her head, is this misshapen combination of like a doe's skull, mostly bare with a little bit of shriveled flesh on one side, a completely empty socket where a pupa just kind of rolls out like a tear, and you can see the rictus grin of all those long flat teeth curving back. The other is part avian almost. There's feathers around the eye, but the cheek and jaw of a woman, pale, bloodless blue, fresh death. She has only a single eye, and the eye is glassy. You can't even tell the color that it once was. It just has that cloudy, blue-gray, endless winter sky look of a dead eye.
Kymrese wants to say some smart ass remark, but he's not gonna. Just like, wow, you look like shit. But he's not gonna say that though. But he definitely thinks it for just a brief moment. He has a little bit more courage with breath in his lungs. And he turns and he looks at her and he says, I believe I found you for a second time.
Did you miss me?
Not so much, no.
She walks closer to you.
I'll take a step back. I'll take a little steppy back.
And
I'll say, that's close enough.
she hesitates. Are you frightened?
I have known you, Death. I have spent time in your presence. I have stayed in your halls, in your home of putrid, rotted things that once were, but things that no longer can be. I have spent what seemed like a lifetime here in this place with you before, and I know you. I am not afraid.
Then why do you flee?
The first time I found you here, it was not of my own accord. But now I am here, and I came here looking for you, and it was my choice. This is why I'm here, and this is why I take a step back when you approach.
Here, this kind of cavernous quiet interrupted by the soft little flap of wings, moth wings. Few moths just kind of cut through the shafts of light and dance around her for a moment. She says, "Then look me in the eye, Kymrese." And she steps another step closer to you into the shafts of light, and the light casts upon her just horrible form, every state of decay, writhing maggots and beetles, and that stench just overwhelms you. And then you also see just a beautiful emerald green stretch of moss growing over her, so bright, so vivid. And along the top of her head there's mushrooms, little pale delicate white mushrooms, as bright and soft as wedding silk, just sitting there. A beetle crawls into the eye socket, its carapace flashing with a small sheen of cobalt blue.
I think now that I've recognized some of those redeeming qualities, I think I have a slightly easier time staring her in the eyes. Something I do pretty frequently, I think. So I'm pretty good at it.
She holds your gaze with that just cavernous, empty socket and that glassy gray blue eye. And she says, "What do you see?" And she just stands before you, presenting her form in all of its horror and all of its nuance.
I think I also look around the room too and take in the room. Is it all just bone everywhere, or
You can't see the walls or anything of the room. You can only kind of see the immediate crushed bone ground around you. But now that you look down, as you look at the room, there's the bone, most of it bleached white. It's old bone. Everything's been cleaned off of it. But you also see like seafoam green lichen, skittering insects, an orange riot of just mold, fuzzy and bright and growing.
I think Kymrese is gonna whistle. He's gonna whistle loud and just listen for the echo.
There is no echo.
No echo.
The cavern swallows the sound.
Can he hear the drum at all still?
I'll leave that to question.
Very faintly.
I'm gonna hold on to that just a little bit. I'm gonna try to sync it up with my heartbeat. Hopefully it's going like this. I look at her and I say, I see before me something familiar and yet something very foreign. I see a place that I have visited, but a place that you must live. And we have to make the best out of everything that we have. And I can't fault you for that. Even in this place, there is more than meets the eye. That is what I see.
More than meets the eye. The little moth kind of flies out of her mouth when she says that. Its wings just kind of flashing in the shaft of light before it's gone into the dark.
Yeah.
You named me Death on first blush. What am I now?
My 5th grade Spanish teacher. No, I'm just kidding. What do you want to be?
Honestly beheld.
Then you are lonely, I believe.
With all these friends. And you see like a centipede skitter in and out of her rib cage. Bright flash of orange. Have you not been called lonely? Kymrese 2-Eye.
I kind of smile and nod and I look at her when she says that. Think about all the moments that I've spent out in nature in the wilderness surrounded by silence and nothing, but yet, never alone. I found you in this place. What do you want? What do you need? What can I help you with?
Give me your hand.
God damn it.
She reaches out, this time with not the rancid, bloated, kind of wet,
Right,
raw human hand, but the withered coyote paw,
Take
shriveled
my
and dry.
Grab my hand!
And that little twisted, withered claw reaches out to you, and those tiny, desiccated clawed fingers spread.
Just pull out the gambling stick. Just kidding. Oh, fuck. All right, fine. I'll fucking give her my fucking hand. I'd like to grab like a little like fucking toy hand and like put it in her hand, but
touch that cold, withered paw, and the withered, shriveled pads feel so rough, almost like sandpaper, and they're cold. And she drags your hand closer to her body and lays it upon the soggy kind of matted pelt over her chest. And it's warm. It's shockingly warm with just all of the activity, the rot, the decomposition, the breeding, growing, living things inside of that dead breast. And then she touches you with that gross, bloated hand. over your heart. And you feel the wetness seep through your clothes. You're soaked, but you can tell this is a different wet.
Actually, he's naked because he was naked when he was like purifying. So
True. On your naked skin. And she says, "We are warm, are we not? So different."
Say familiar.
You named me Death. Who deserves your greater respect? The living or the dead?
My death rune is 75.
And as she's standing so close to you, you can see, like, along her cheek, there's another patch of just fuzzy emerald green moss, but this one is blooming. There's little tiny stalks with the smallest yellow flowers just opened up on them.
I will look at her as she's close to me, and I will say, without life, there cannot be death. And without death, life doesn't seem so meaningful. I say, you both deserve my respect, and I give it freely.
She leans forward, closer and closer, and places a soft, dry kiss the crown of your brow. And then she steps back, past that shaft of light, into the dark.
For an increase, Kymrese.
Earth? Get the fuck out of here.
That was Earth. And Earth,
it could have been death.
Earth, there is death. Death is a big part of the Earth pantheon. She kisses you, and you're like, ew, and you jump back a little bit. And as you do,
I don't fucking say ew and jump back, Christian. Okay,
Only Rainbow
that.
Girl does that to you. Okay, so
that's right. Damn right. Good job, brother.
That was really awesome, Amber. Thank you, Sarah too. You step back a little
Sarah,
bit,
great job.
And when you do, you step into a pool of water, and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't see it there, and you fall into it. It's deep, much deeper than you think. You actually fall into this pool over your head, and it's like a funnel that sucks you down the water, and you're scrabbling, you're trying to like grab onto the sides of this flume as you're just sucked in, you're gasping, but there's no water, you can't breathe, there's water all around you, you submerge, you take a few gulps, and it feels like water gets in your lungs, and you're swept along by this current, and it takes you all of a sudden into this abyss of water. And it's dark in this abyss, and you feel currents swirling all around you, and you feel things bumping into you. Some of them might be bones or fleshy objects. You're not quite sure what they are. And you just see a beacon of light over you. You're underwater. You see it over you, and you can swim to it if you want to.
Yes. I like how your two roots that you're 0 and real rough.
Yeah, fucking darkness and earth, both 0. Fuck. Yes, I'm gonna swim. I'm gonna just keep
You begin swimming, and you swim, and you swim, and your lungs begin to scream out for air, and you begin to burn, and you're not sure you're gonna make it, but you feel like you just make it. You reach the surface of this pool, and you just get this deep breaths, gulps of air as you tread water, just gulping in air in this cave that's filled with water and you. And as you're in that cave,
Sorry, I think right before I made it to that spot, right as I thought I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I was choking and stuff. I think I just got that fleeting image of my brother at the front of the cave, just completely feeble, like he couldn't move, emaciated, dying, and I just fucking closed, like just pushed through.
You feel that push. You feel that push that gets you to the surface.
Yeah.
And you tread water in the deep silence of this underwater cave. And there's nothing there but the distant sound of the drum. Seems even more distant now, but you can still hear its beat. And you hear the dripping of the water and water flowing. And there's a little whirlpool kind of forms in front of you. And it builds itself up. And then it washes away until there's a woman in the water with you. You recognize this woman. It's Uresta. No, it's Uresta.
Hell yeah, dude.
And she floats looking at you. And she says to you,
I didn't think I would see you here.
Nor did I, Kymrese, to I. Your path so far has been rough.
yet I'm relieved that you're here.
As am I think. But I have a question for you.
Ask your question. I will answer as best as I can.
And you see now that you're looking at her, like when you've seen her before, she's pure water, right? Now you see her, there's things within the water, and you're looking at it, and it's like blood, basically. Little, like, you know, blood when it's in the water kind of like floats and like spreads out.
Yeah,
you see those little. Yeah, you see those pools of blood almost like swirling through her. There are currents that flow through her, and there are little pools of blood in her. And she looks just right into your eyes. Her eyes are clear, very clear, not quite blue, almost white. And she says to you, like an ice white color, she says to you, "Can the blood be washed away? Can what is defiled be cleansed?"
Can the blood be washed away? Can what is defiled be cleansed? I'm going to tell her, I'm going to say, even the blood that I wash from my hands travels further downstream to currents without names in places that have never been seen before but exist nonetheless. The blood seeps into the earth to be amongst the worms and the roots. I don't think it ever goes away, but the state that it exists in can change. That is the truth that I know.
A tear of that blood kind of pours out and pours down her cheek when you say that. It goes all the way down her chest and into the pool of water. And when it hits the pool, it spreads out. And it continues spreading. And what was a beautiful pool of clear water becomes redder and redder and redder. And she looks you in your eye and she goes, "Thus our tears and water carry away the blood of the world." And she just kind of swirls back into the water, and there's a whirlpool. Mark your water rune. And
dude, that was fucking incredible. Thus our tears of the world wash it. Wait, thus our tears of blood wash away the water of the world.
Thus our tears and water washes away the blood of the world.
Oh, wow. That
something
was
I just made up on the spot, so
that was so good.
Because I had a different answer that I was looking for, but that was like fucking phenomenal. So good for you, brother. Yeah. So mark your water rune for increase, and she washes away with this whirlpool, just kicks up, and it sucks you again. It sucks you down to the ground, and you hit the ground, and the water just flows all the way out of this cave. And all of a sudden, it becomes very, very hot, very, very dry. And you hear it crackling because there's a fire. And it's a small fire, but it's spitting out a lot of sparks. And it's right across the cave from you.
What is it burning?
You don't know. It's just burning.
Okay. I make my way towards the flame.
Jess?
Sure. You make your way over to the fire, and it is spitting out all of these tiny sparks. And one particular spark kind of flickers off, kind of floats into the air, rises up. It kind of floats around and floats and stops and kind of hovers right before you. Hi. I can't do that loudly. Hi.
I say hello.
Hello.
It appears I've stumbled into your home, maybe?
I live here?
I don't know, do you?
I'm not sure. I guess I do. I guess this is my home. It feels like a home. Is this your home?
I look around and I don't know, does it feel like a home to me? It's an open space by a fire, so perhaps maybe more than it might for most. But I say I don't think it's my home, but I could see where it's got its comforts. Who are you?
I don't think I have a name, but you can call me Flick. In a moment, I'll be gone. But there are many others.
Moments or flicks?
Flicks. Fires that come and go. I was born a moment ago, and in a moment, I'll die. Steve?
Wow, I look at that. I like grab that and like just hold it to my chest because me too, Flick, me too.
Do you think that there is a fire too small? That it doesn't burn? It doesn't shine? It doesn't yearn?
Damn, did you fucking make that up on the spot, Jess?
No, we've been talking about this for a while.
Fuck, that was good. That's some dope ass rhyme scheme right there. I look at all of the little sparks behind you, not just you. I look at every one of them dancing around and having their moment of beauty and in grace in the darkness as they dance in and out of existence. And I say, there is no fire too small to illuminate, to provide warmth, or to yearn. And I say, in the smallest flick can create a roaring flame.
Thank you. Then it'll just fade off.
Like an ember just flash gone.
That was
Just flashes
the
off.
fucking most wholesome, Jess. I loved that. I needed that. I just got fucking derailed by all these fuckers and their baby hands and
I know. I was like, this is so creepy.
Jess is like, give me something that I can do, please. A wholesome little spark, perhaps.
Mark your fire rune, Kymrese.
Okay.
You can increase that.
I was like, mine's so not creepy.
I just want to quickly say, by the way, to the crowd,
Yeah.
with Amber as my witness, I have a PDF of this character sheet that is editable, and for whatever reason, everything on here is perfect. The only thing on my character sheet that I cannot edit is my fucking... Oh, no, I'm sorry, never mind. I was going to say it was my Earth Rune box, but it is edited. It is editable. It's the rune, it's not the box. My bad. But
I also first checked off or put a number in my Earth Rune before I was like, oh shit. And I erased it and put the percentage
Thank
on
you,
the
Bryn.
outside.
Because your Earth rune is a box.
Yeah.
So Flick fades away, and with that, the fire fades. A wind blows up, and it blows through the fire, blows the fire out into sparks, and is blowing down further into the cave.
I'm gonna catch one good whiff of that warm air.
Take it into your lungs, and you hold it there. And the wind is blowing you further, deeper into the cave.
Oh, I'm always gonna follow the wind, baby. Always.
That drum beat, you still hear it. It seems distant, but you hear it. And you follow it into the cave. And you're like, did I just trip over a root? It's dark, but you can still kind of see a little bit of your eyes are starting. Maybe your eyes are starting to adjust to the shadows, or maybe it's just that there's more light here now. But you're like, did I trip? Or you look and you see roots crisscrossing the stone on the ground, and you come into a big area, a very big area. And they're all willow trees, and leaves are swirling around. Yellow leaves. Willow trees, when they fade, they have yellow leaves, little tiny ones, and they're just swirling around. And that wind is just blowing through there, and it swirls a bunch of those leaves up into a spiral, flumes up in the air, and they just kind of dance. And you hear laughter.
I want to start dancing, Christian. I want to start dancing.
Roll spirit dance skill, just
I'm just
for
thinking
shits
of
and
that
giggles.
scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Zuko, I think they want us to dance. Why would they want us to dance? Zuko, dance with me.
I did not get it, but I am dancing nonetheless.
You begin to dance poorly, but you feel that it's the right decision. You've been through a lot, so it's acceptable.
Reeling it in. What spirits he got?
You're beginning to dance like Christian. Yeah. So you begin to dance. And with that, there's a lot more laughter around. You hear these echoes of laughter throughout this cavern where these trees are, and more of these winds whip up around you, and these leaves are whipped up, and the wind, they kind of blow and hit your skin. You know, they're vaguely reminiscent of those scary Shadow Lady's fingers, but there's something warm and friendly and inviting as those winds caress your body. And You hear a voice on the winds, more laughter. Welcome, Kymrese 2i.
What's that?
Welcome, Kymrese 2i. And you see in the winds almost like the swirl of a wind, but it's a girl, and her hair are those leaves, just a trailing of those leaves just kind of flittering down, kind of flicks playfully and blows away, and then she swirls around and comes back. And her body is made of wind and leaves blowing.
I say,
welcome, Kymrese 2i.
Thank you for the dance.
Thank you. And she kind of swirls and loops around again. The leaves are falling, but I'm blowing them. Soon they will touch the ground and die, but in the descent, there is joy.
There's always joy there. I smile at her.
Tell me, Kymrese 2i. And she says it, and it seems like you feel like whispers all around as the wind is around you. Tell me, Kymrese 2i. And you hear like echo. Does one face the dark with a grim heart or laugh in its face?
Oh man, both of those are terrible. Don't laugh at people. That's not nice. Does one look at death with a grim face, or
face the dark, not death, the dark.
Or face the dark with a grim face, or what did you say?
Heart. A grim heart or laugh in its face.
The dark. Just flash back to the void at the end of the world that you were staring into.
I think I'll look at this air spirit and I'll say, there is no place for a grim heart within Kymrese 2i. I say, and there's lots of room for laughter, but perhaps maybe not laughing at the darkness, but laughing with the darkness, or laughing in spite of it.
This is you.
Aww.
And there's a swirl of wind around you.
I'm taken!
There's a warm wind that swirls around you and it warms you up because you've gotten a little cold and numb from being wet in the water. And the fire helped a little bit, but it's still, the cave is a cold place. So it warms you up. And she goes, right you are. And the wind kind of whistles through the trees. And it's gone. But mark your air rune for an increase.
My air's high as fuck, boys.
Nice. That's a good thing. And you're left alone. You're left alone in the trees in the dark, kind of like it's a gray light, kind of like almost like right before sunrise or right after sunset. You can still see, but you can't quite see everything. But you can see in the distance a red light.
I'm gonna take a nap. Now's a good time to take a nap. Fuck. All right. I call out and ask if anybody's there. Asking for my brother if he's there. I say, are you still walking with me?
You hear an answer, but you feel it. Always and forever until the end.
I say, all right, well, guess if we're not alone, we'll keep going, huh? You and me.
Always. And you feel a booster of strength from somewhere within you.
I will walk towards this red light.
You walk out of the cave that you were in with the trees, and you find yourself on a ledge. And this is a vast, vast cavern, and hanging in the middle of the cavern is this red light. It doesn't seem like anything else is really in there but that red light, and its rays just kind of shooting down basically at you as it turns. Sometimes it's almost like like a lighthouse as it will turn and the beam will turn. There's that beam of red light that's turning, and it turns. It sweeps past you once, and when it sweeps past you a second time, you see a figure coming out towards you in the light, and it's the figure of almost like a teenage boy, dressed very, very well. Beautiful red silk, tunic with a silver belt, and it's bearing a staff. And the staff is a crescent moon, a silver crescent moon. And it floats right out to you. and it's just floating in that red beam of light. It stops, and the beam is hovering right on you, and it floats right out to you, and it stops in front of you. It just floats in that realm of light, and it's looking at you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. I recall the words I just said, how there's no place for a grim heart within Kymrese 2i, and I am trying so hard to not believe that this is a fucking lunar or chaos. I'm going to give it a chance, assume there's more to meets the eye. I am going to look at this person, and I'm going to say, I've been traveling a long road, and I've met a lot of interesting people along the way. You know my name. What's your name?
I am the Red Herald.
Fuck.
I herald the coming of the light, the lady's light, as she turns her faces on us. She's always turning her face to look at us or look away.
Why is that?
Because it is her nature. Tell me, Kymrese 2i, you've come on a long journey. Is your journey ending, or is it beginning? What is it to begin? What is an end?
I look at this person, this herald, and I say, I don't have the answer for this question. I say, all I know is where I am in this moment, right now. And that is the only thing that I have. I don't know what the future holds, for it's not promised to me. My past is something that I can't change, but is important. I say, this journey that I'm on is a journey that I walk as long as I take another step. But where it goes and what I might find along the way, I don't know, and that's the beauty of it. An open mind and an honest heart are all that I can bring.
He looks at you, and the light actually shines like harsher on you. It almost feels like almost like the sun, like burning up your skin a little bit as that light blasts on you, and his eyes seem to glow that red, and the silver on his sickle shines a little more, and he seems almost a little angry with you. And he says,
I said an open fucking mind and an honest heart, and because he's a piece of shit.
Walking
Sorry.
a path without a destination is just wandering. And I ask you again, Kymrese 2i, what is it to end? What is it to begin? As he says that, you feel almost a slight tremor in the earth, and he seems alarmed by it too. He looks around.
Fucking Crimson Bat's coming.
What is it to end, and what is it to
What
begin?
is a beginning? What is an ending?
I guess a beginning and an ending. Kymrese looks at him and he says, a beginning and an ending is just part of a circle. It's just change.
The light feels softer, and he smiles at you. Correct. And he reaches out with the staff.
Puts down the rock that he just licked that gave him the answer.
He reaches out with the staff, and he's trying to touch the very end of the moon, the point of that crescent moon to your forehead, if you let it.
Yeah, fuck it.
He does.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
You feel a burst of light through you, and he goes, to end and begin is one and the same. For every ending a beginning, every beginning an end. It is the cycle that the mother teaches us. It is a cycle that never ends. There's more of a rumble, and he looks around. He says quickly, you must prepare. He's coming, and he shoots with a beam of light back into that red light that goes out, and the cave just starts shaking and like collapsing around you.
Kymrese looks around with nothing except for gambling sticks and his nude body and just starts doing jumping jacks.
And you feel like parts of the cave are just falling away, and there's an earthquake. It really, really starts shaking, and you see a crack form in that cave, and this blackness shine through. It's a blackness that's very familiar to you.
Boyd, it found you.
Because you've seen it before. And out of that blackness, it's not quite as big. That one spread from like the very height of the heavens all the way down below the bottom of the earth. This is just a crack in the wall, but you see like one hand kind of go with claws, long fingernails. Another one opens it, and you see step out the bad man. And he's got long, blondish hair. He's bare-chested. He's got very strange tattoos across his body. You don't recognize them, and they seem to shift and swirl as you look at him, so they're never the same twice. And he's got these orange eyes that just stare right through you. Not like the so the horn man, to clarify, has like glowing eyes in a hood. This guy has orange eyes like your eye, like orange like that.
Oh, okay.
And he's wearing like a white kilt, almost. Other than that, he's not wearing anything. And those orange eyes in the middle of his forehead is a third eye. And it's a reptile's eye. And he walks out. It's kind of smirking at you. And the air just comes very, very cold around you. And he just stops right in front of you. And behind you, you see there's a tail is actually swirling behind you. And it's a snake, and the end of the tail is a cobra's head. And it's kind of sweeping back and forth. No particular pattern, just kind of sweeping.
The fucking devil.
Where do you think you're going?
I will be right back because I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
He's gonna think about that.
Time out.
I'm gonna think about this. Sorry, blame the diuretics.
No worries,
Where
man.
do you think you're going to take
To the bathroom.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
That's an answer.
You
That is
stole one of my moves. I can't believe we had the same idea. When you had the fingers touch his face and leave a trail, like I was originally gonna have my spirit appear behind him and just cover his eyes with the withered paw and the rotting hand and leave like the trail of grease.
Oh
on
my
it.
god.
And then you did that, and I was like, I gotta pivot a little. We can't both do that. I was like, we're like the same person here.
Every now and again we share a brain cell.
So good. I was like, shit, she did it.
I did not have my spook spirit planned out solidly until tonight. And it was because I based her on one of my favorite video game characters. And so I was like, I'm just gonna pull these specific elements, which was the hands everywhere, the whispers, the thousand voices, and the like lack of body with a shape. And I was just like, I can run with this forever. So yeah, I told Chad if they can guess who it is, they get kudos.
Yeah.
A hint. It is from a game it is from an exclusively multiplayer game.
I'll be right back myself. I gotta go say goodnight to my kid. Hold on.
That came out with I don't know, maybe sometime after 2016 or after. I don't remember. It's on multiple platforms. Have fun, chat. This is not a major character either. So
at least the last 10 years.
It was sooner than that, yeah.
Okay.
But it is still getting updates.
All right, motherfucking Jones.
Christian just got up. Troy, you gotta wait a minute.
That's all right.
I was just
How you
telling
feel,
Sarah,
buddy?
we shared a brain cell. Sarah stole my intro. I was planning to have my spirit introduced by coming up behind you and covering both your eyes with one, like the withered paw and then the rotting hand, and leave like a trail of grease on your cheek as she pulled them away. And then Sarah did it with the hands, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I gotta pivot. It's crazy that we both had that idea for like a creepy, visceral description.
Those baby hands, man. Fuck.
Yeah. That was
I
bad.
love the little baby hands.
All right, cool. All right, so we're all back. So the devil, he's got a snake cobra head, tail kind of flapping behind him. He's got a big reptile's eye in the middle of his forehead, orange eyes like you, long blonde hair. Otherwise, kind of a good-looking guy. But he looks at you and he says, "Where do you think you're going?"
I look at him and I say, I've got to go home. There's people there waiting for me.
You'll never escape here.
Do you know
This
the way
is
out?
the end. I'm the end. The unraveler, the change that does not bring rebirth. Only the void. But I'll give you a chance to get out. And he reaches into behind him, pulls out a set of gambling sticks. Care to play a game?
Will there be laughter?
I doubt it.
I laugh. Let's roll, motherfucker.
I doubt it. Want to bet on it?
Turn my hat backwards. Ash Ketchum style, ready to rock.
Okay. So, Troy, how long did you do of ritual preparation? A day, right?
1 day, yep.
So I think that brings you plus 50%.
You're going to need that. You're fighting the end of all things for your soul right now.
So what
and laughing.
So what is your spirit combat skill?
So my spirit combat by itself is 85.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so add 50 to that.
50 or
Fuck
50%?
Yeah.
Add 50% to your 85.
Okay.
135, baby.
Good. Now subtract 75 because he's really fucking good.
Fuck.
Yep.
So that is
60.
60.
Yeah, it's 60.
Yep. Hold on a minute.
Spirit
Someone messaged. Yeah. So now
Or is it
we
50?
go.
Is it 85? No,
So
it's 75. It is 60.
60. All right. So you're 60. You're rolling a 60. He's rolling with 100. He has 175 spirit combat skill.
Okay.
I'm going to roll a die here to see how long this is going to go. And Kent, you're going to roll for the devil for me.
You
Kent,
big
roll for the
bearded
devil.
bastard.
I'm just waiting to roll for the devil.
And you're going to roll, Kymrese, you're going to roll your spirit combat roll. Go for it, dudes. Just tell me normal success, special success, critical success. That's really what we need to know. So, Kent, for that, that's an or failure, right? Normal, he'll fail on a 95 plus. He'll regular succeed from 20 to 95. And then 25 to 20 is special. And 5 and below is, crit for the devil. All right.
He crits you. He just swallows
Okay,
you
yeah.
whole. You
Yeah.
die. The devil's eating you.
That's right.
Tell him again.
And I'm also sending you a message, Kent.
Okay.
I'm telling him again, I've got to go home. There's people that are waiting for me there.
Oh, let me go home.
No, not Michael Bublé. Please, no.
Chat needs to know that literally as Christian was describing this, me, Kent, and Jess all went straight to
He's
the
gonna
devil
pull out a
without
fiddle.
Georgia and
Yeah,
sent
yeah.
it.
I said I'll fiddle you for it. It was
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all went, yes.
Fiddle you for it.
If there was a musical tradition, absolutely we would have been like, round a man, run, boys, run.
How's in the devil of the rising sun?
All right, so roll, motherfuckers. Roll for your soul.
I got a 50. I got a 57.
So that is a
Regular
normal,
success,
regular success. Yep.
Regular success for the devil.
You cast your sticks, and I don't really know how gambling sticks work, so I'm just gonna say that the results are equal as nothing happens.
Your crap.
Cast again. Yeah, your craps. Yeah.
Equals 6.
Just warming up. I'm just kind of shake my neck.
Roll again.
House in the devil of the rising sun. Ow! God damn!
Reroll that.
That's a fail. No, I'll take a fail. I'll take a fail. I failed.
Normal success, but I did roll a 66. So
666.
but not a 69.
Okay,
I mean, if I
So-
flip the other 6 upside down.
so you cast the dice, and he spanks you on this one, on these bones, this roll of sticks, and he kind of smiles and laughs. He's got this teeth that are like too many teeth.
I knew
They're all
it. We
fucking
would be laughing.
Pointy teeth, and his smile goes like all the way back to his ears. It's like too long. And he goes, "Well, that's one for me." Kymrese, Mark, just make a note somewhere. You are going to get 1 taboo as a shaman.
Okay.
Do you want
Taboo.
to continue this, or do you want to stop?
Fuck yeah, I want to continue
Okay.
this. Fuck this devil, bro. I'm not going to let him get the last and only shot.
This
All
is
right.
40 taboos.
All right. Roll again, boys.
Regular success.
Okay.
Regular success as well.
Tied. Roll again.
Can roll shitty. Damn it, a failure again.
Regular success.
You failed again.
Yes, I did.
You can use some rerolls here if you want. So do you want to or not?
I'll use one reroll on that one. He got a regular success.
Yep.
Come on, Orlanth and all the gods of goodness. 35. Yeah, success.
Regular success. Just keep
That's a
tying.
regular six. That's still
Yep.
tied. Yeah, it's still tied. So keep rolling.
Okay, we'll go again.
Yep.
Quit gambling with the devil.
I just need one win.
You're never gonna get it. Oh,
Regular success.
I thought that was 14. Never mind.
Regular success, Ken. Let's
Yep.
go again. Discara, you son
Keep
of a
rolling.
bitch.
Yeah.
Regular success.
Keep breaking even here.
Shit. One more. All right. Failure. Fuck. You know, I'm just gonna take my second failure. I'll take my licks.
All right. You get a second. You get a second taboo. Do you wish to
He's not
continue?
gonna be able to do anything, man.
He's like, I can't eat. I can't poop on Wild Day, and
You can't poop on Wild Day. Holding it.
Oh man, I just want one win. I'll roll one more time. I'm gonna roll one more time.
okay.
Win or lose.
Win
One
or
more.
lose, man. One more. No reroll. Just this is the last. This is it, man.
Oh,
10.
wait.
10. 10. Ah,
It's another failure. Another taboo. Devil fucking spanks me, bro.
So I rolled in the 90s.
How high?
90 what?
97.
That's a failure.
Okay.
Troy, I will let you re-roll this because you still have some re-rolls.
this is your chance.
This could
to
be a
beat
win.
him.
This
All
is
right,
your chance to
fine.
move.
You get one win. One win.
Yeah.
You have so
One
good
win.
number.
All right,
Just
so-
need to reroll.
And they
You have
need. All
like-
right.
It's for you.
57 by the skin on my
Okay.
scrotum.
You
Yeah.
cast the dice.
God,
You cast the dice, and you roll, and you're like, shit, they're gonna fail. Your dice. You cast your sticks. You see the devil failed. You're like, oh, he rolled, really poorly. You're like, I can beat him. They cast, and they look like they tumble, and they look like you're gonna fall on something equally bad. And you're like, shit. Just as you do, you hear this faint laughter, and a puff of wind blows, and there's a slight flicker of a little like willow leaf, and they fall on
like-
something really well.
Yes.
And you beat him. You beat him on a roll. And he's like, and he kind of stomps on the ground. Do you want to end this?
I do.
Fuck you. It's going to keep going. Roll again.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Yay!
Damn it, devil.
So what you do is you roll a d6 to see how far it goes. And you ask at the end of every round. The most it can go is 6, but you ask at the end of every round, do you want to stop? But at least once you get past that number, before you get past that number, it doesn't matter what you say. It keeps going.
Shit.
Yeah.
Regular success.
Okay.
77.
Regular success. Keep rolling.
Okay. Failure.
God, you suck, Troy. Roll low.
Use Amber's dice.
Yeah, well, use
I
it.
am. I am using Amber's dice.
Where's your nice dice you
Where's
bought
the-
from Gen Con?
Set the dice set.
The Labradorite set is downstairs currently.
We'll use the opal set.
Will my slave get it for me?
Use the opals.
Wow.
Wow. You're gonna lose your
Wow.
soul because your sister won't get your dice.
Fuck me.
That's a
All
regular
right,
success.
Okay.
one. That's one more taboo. So you get 3.
Right. 3 tabs.
Fuck.
3
All right.
Right?
59 by 1 point. Success.
59. That is lucky day for you. Another 97.
Yeah,
Come
buddy.
on, buddy.
You cast the sticks again, and you're like, sorry, let me just make a note. So that's 2 victories, 2 failures.
3 failures. I've got 3 failures.
You've gotten 3?
I have 3
2.
taboos. Yes.
Because you re-rolled one, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have had 4.
Oh, geez. All right, so you have 3. Okay.
Can't eat, can't
You
shit,
cast the
can't
sticks again,
fucking have fun.
and you tumble, and you see like yours land on something decent, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then you see the devils, they're beginning to fall, and they're starting to settle on like something really good for you, and you're like, shit. But just as they do, you see Amber. How does the earth affect the roll for Troy?
Little centipede.
That's not everyone, Troy. That was just a test.
What is the
You know what? Maybe a moth. A moth kind of gives it a little bump on its kind of erratic path out of there.
A moth is flying erratically, bumps into one of it, and shifts it just enough that you win.
Little moth.
That is 5. Do you want to continue?
No.
Okay. You can stop there. You can stop there if you want. You can go. The max is 6. You could go one more if you wanted to. It's up to you.
Nope. Kymrese's gonna stay humble.
Dead.
He's gonna stay humble. He's never gonna be the best, but he'll always be good.
All right.
Take it.
So you win your last cast, and the devil looks at you. Well, I suppose I have to let you go then.
Like I said, got places to be. People waiting for me. Made a promise.
I'll leave my mark as it is. All your little friends that help you, you're gonna have to pay the price for that. Just remember that. And you just kind of like almost like someone getting sucked out of a spaceship. He gets sucked like into that void again, and it shuts. And the wind begins to pick up. You hear the drums still faintly far away, and the wind begins to pick up and blow, and the cave all around you just starts to fall away. And you're like, oh shit, because the ledge you were sitting on falls, and you just start falling through the air. But then the wind picks you up and is blowing you, and you're just getting blown all around like a leaf. And you hear more laughter from somewhere far away.
Yeah, I never thought Kymrese would say this, but he's pretty laughed out right now. This guy's ass kicked by the devil.
You hear laughter and piping is what you hear, like flutes.
All right, piping I can do. I'm not piped out, just laughed out. I'll follow the piping.
All right. You follow it through the winds, and you find this swirling area of winds where they're just kind of swirling all around, and they're just like chubby, jolly blue guy. With long flowing white hair and a long flowing beard. Actually, I'm gonna take it back. It's red hair. And he's got like a pot belly, and he's got air tattoos on him and motions. He looks like a blue Santa, but he's wearing just a loincloth, and he's got like lots of gold bangles on his arms and ankles. And he's like playing this flute and kind of dancing with the winds.
My body feels tired and broken and like just fucking beaten and exhausted. And I'm going to walk over to him, and I'm going to just like...
Well, you can't walk, you float, because you're in the air.
I float over to him,
mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of nodding my head, and I'm like, I would dance, but I'm so tired.
Understandable, Kymrese 2i. Understandable.
Music is beautiful, though.
I'll pull out
my drum. I'll pull out my drum and I'll
life.
start drumming along.
I have heard your whisper on the winds. Do you know who I am?
Is he Orlanth? I don't know. Is he?
No,
I was
Orlanth
gonna
is
say
not chubby blue Santa. Yeah.
Well, he could be.
Orlanthus swole blue Santa.
Orlanthus
Yeah.
swole blue Santa.
Right. With
it
4
you?
arms.
Is it
Yukon.
Yukon Cornelius?
It's Kolot. You recognize him,
Kolot.
who is the Orlanthe spirit of the winds.
Okay.
I'll tame this here, he says. Yukon Kolot Cornelius. I'll tame this here wind.
Kolot Cornelius. I say you are Kolot, and you are the bringer of winds. You bring the melodies to the ears of those who would listen, and carry the birds.
What
and
I bring is breath. For I am breath, and I'm breathed into each and every one of you. And when I die, you die, your breath leaves and comes back to me.
I had that fucking 3-day delayed shipping on my breath.
That you did.
Mine was the delayed delivery.
Well,
I say thank you for giving me breath.
I can give you much more if you listen.
I'm ready. I'll shut my mouth.
I don't
Say
think
less.
you're ready right now, but you will be. So why don't you go back and relax? You've been through a lot, but when you're ready, come and find me on the winds and I'll teach you a lot.
I look forward to it.
I'm not like my fussy, you don't have to serve only me, but if you do some things for me, I'll do a lot for you.
That sounds good. That sounds wonderful.
Now get out of here. And he just blows you, and you just feel like blown back, and blown back into your body. And the fires burn down low, and the drumming is stopped, and
These fuckers.
Sarah puts "he blows you" in chat.
Sarah coming in clutch again.
Yep.
It's
So
not
anyway,
It's not just he blows you. It's ... He blows you? Question.
yeah,
I am just repeating what Christian says. Okay, it is almost 11. I'm
It
very
is.
tired.
it is.
He
I
came
apologize.
on the wind.
This has been a long one. So anyway, you're back in your body, and the fire's gone out. It is dawn,
Hold your close shot
and
for her spot.
the eagle is still sitting there, and so is Varja watching you.
I kind of like allow the life to come back into my body. And I just take a deep, deep breath in of that flame.
It's out. The fire's out.
The flame is within me, Christian.
Understood. He takes a sip
Nice.
of his disgusting fermented milk.
Fucking curdled rotten milk. I open my eyes and I say, oof. How long was I out for?
2 days.
And yet you stayed the whole time.
I had to protect your body, brother. No one was home.
Thank you.
Why are both my legs broken? It's like I had to go to the bathroom.
I look at him and I say, thank you.
You don't want to tell me what you saw there. Matter of fact, usually we don't talk about it.
How can I repay you?
Somewhere on down the line, you can. I have a feeling we'll meet again, Kymrese.
I hope that's true. I hope we will.
Well, he stretches and stands up. I'm getting too old for this. You know, if I can give you one bit of advice, it's this. You're going to wear masks. All of us wear masks, right? But the shaman, sometimes literally you wear a mask to talk to the spirits for your people, right? You can have a foot in this world. You can have a foot in the other. You're going to wear masks for your people. You're going to wear masks to talk to the spirits. But let me ask you this question. You're probably sick of questions. I'm going to ask you one more, but you don't know an answer to me. Who are you when there aren't no masks on? That's the question, Kymrese. Brother. I hope he can always live with that person. He says that, and he gets on his hawk, and he flies away.
God,
And that's
I wish
where
I
we'll
could
stop.
have given him a hug. Oh my God. I love it. I just,
Hulk Hogan just gently guided you through your spirit quest and protected your body, brother.
Christian, that was fucking so good. Guys, all of
Man,
you, that was so
thank you.
good.
Thank everyone
Yours
else
was
too, because
particularly brutal. Thanks for rolling like an asshole. Appreciate it.
I was rolling like mid-50s the entire time. I was just like, God damn, these. I'm just kicking.
Me
Troy's
too,
ass.
but I needed less than that.
You know what? There's something I really like about how like this being that is the end of all things, destruction without creation, without change, like the void. And the thing that he does, his challenge is random fucking chance. I feel that's very complimentary, like random fucking chance. Like there's no meaning to anything. There's no design. It's just fucking random. Like I like that.
Pure chaos.
It was cool.
yeah. Well,
Guys.
the gambling sticks are actually a Kolot thing. It's not a traditional shaman thing. They gamble with the spirits, and that's how they bind them. That's why Saban gave them to you. And so I was just like, oh yeah, you got to play dice with the devil. That's not technically in it. It just says you meet the bad man, you have spirit combat. It doesn't say what it is. So I was like, yeah, it's fucking gambling. That's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Perfect for what he is.
That's awesome.
So you're going to get 3 taboos, 3 taboos, 2 powers, and we'll figure out what they are later.
Yeah.
I will say this too.
Gonna be awesome.
I will give all you guys. So there's like a table of taboos we can look at, but 2 spirits helped him. It was the Earth Spirit and it was Willow the Air Spirit. They can ask for something for doing that, and that should be the taboo. So,
cool.
Amber, feel free to think up a taboo for drawing. Ideally would be Earth related, and I guess I could think of one, or someone else. Yeah, or someone else can help me. Give me suggestions. Chat, feel free to email me suggestions for Kymrese's taboos, because we don't have to necessarily go with the table in the back of the book.
Something air related would be great.
Yeah, and I have some ideas.
Get, like kind of thematically, like what is in power level, what is appropriate, and then
and then there's 2 powers plus you gain discorporation, which is like you can do this whole leaving your body thing into the spirit world whenever you want right now, and then you can you have second sight like always.
Always. Shit.
Yeah, now that's just a thing that you have. And there are some other powers. We'll talk about what's probably appropriate for Kymrese. I have a good idea, I think, but we'll talk. So that's that. Thanks for hanging with us all, guys, because that was a long-ass night, but I appreciate it that you hung in with us. I will say, too, feel free to buy a cool DMs After Dark shirt and be cool like we are. And Sarah's going to drop a link right now.
Fix the line yet, Christian?
No, I don't do that. Rainy does. Yeah.
Feel free to have open heart surgery. Woo!
Wow.
Just kidding. Don't do that.
Doesn't it look like really good for open heart surgery 2 weeks ago?
That looks really good, actually. Yeah, phenomenally good. Is it raised up or is it just flat, Troy? You don't have
at the top near my kind of collarbone throat area. It's distended a bit. Yeah, it's just still swollen and stuff.
But over time, because it looks so good, hopefully it flattens out and you don't have I've seen guys with it's raised as a worm. It's kind of a bad one. But
just get a cool tattoo incorporating it though.
You should. You should make that. Dude. You should get a huge moon rune tattooed right on your chest and have that be the center line of it. Just have them color it red.
I'm sure Andrew would be all about it.
Sword.
Ooh, a sword would be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
So I saw a really cool tattoo on someone's arm. They had a long scar down the middle of their arm, and they did a lake, a forested lake, and it was the trees on one side, and then the other side was the reflection of the trees in the water, and the scar was the line between the water and the land.
That's really cool. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah.
I like scars or tattoos incorporating scars or other way around. I'm really tired right now.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Take us away, Sarah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on tonight's epic episode of DMs After Dark, the triumphant return of the Troy boy. And
only one left, Sarah.
oh god, that's right, it's me. Hi, nice. That's because Christian doesn't know what the fuck to do with me.
I don't. There's like no stuff on Shalani, Shalana or Roy, so
I'll
it's
help
going to
you
be
think
fun.
of stuff. I'll get some.
I will bounce ideas off you. I'll tell you what I have so far, and we'll come up with some shit.
Nice.
Cannot wait.
When Amber and I start planning stuff, you know you're fucked.
No, I know. You guys know I love to torture my characters. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Thank you everyone for joining us. If you want to be notified when we go live, you can follow us on Twitch. It's free. All you need is a Twitch account. If you wish to support us financially on Twitch, you can subscribe. It's $5 a month. You can also give us 5 of Jeff Bezos' dollars if you have Amazon Prime, and you can link that up to your Twitch account. You don't have to. It's very lovely, and what it helps us with is keeping the podcast uploaded, all the podcast feeds, because it costs money to keep that on all of the apps. Because we are on all of the podcast apps, all of them. If we're not on one, they're not cool enough for us.
Right.
You can find us under all of the podcast apps at DMs After Dark. It contains all of the audio recordings of our main show here, as well as Rainey's been doing a lot of episodes of Playing With Myself on the Internet, his solo series. We've got some other fun series coming out soon.
Yep. So our first episode, Session 0, dropped today for Tangled Blessings. Kent and I are playing student rivals in a dark academia, tarot-inspired game. And so Session 0 just dropped today, and that'll be coming out. Well, like the actual game will be coming out because Session
very excited.
Come out. So Vampire will eventually come out. It's just taking a side because surgery.
Hey, that's completely understandable. Yeah.
Sure, blame me, understandable.
I had to be here taking care of this lump instead of helping produce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vampire.
We're also on all of the social medias at DMs After Dark, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can also check all of our videos. All of our streams are uploaded to YouTube the following Monday, usually. So check that out if you missed this one. It'll be up on YouTube. You can also email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com if you have any ideas, thoughts, questions, memes. If I don't know, it's just send us anything. We love reading your emails. It's fun, cool, and funky. I sent the link to the t-shirt in the shop. Did I miss anything? Anyone? Because it's late and I'm tired.
One more thing quickly, because we were talking about Jeff Bezos earlier. If you have an Alexa, ask Alexa if Amazon is a monopoly and see what happens. It's hysterical.
Ooh.
What if you ask Google, hey Google, is Amazon a monopoly?
Yeah.
Google probably just goes, this motherfucking piece of shit.
Black van show up at your house. So, all right, that's it.
Anyway, Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And until next time, when the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what, I bet you didn't know it, but I like to throw sticks too. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
It-